we're living through it right now. You made them free, and now they kill their babies. They don't get married, right? And they what do they get? They get education, right, and money. So I mean,
Well,
dude, back
talk
to
about
Adam.
this a little bit more, Freeman. Like this idea that women don't want to be married, and as in our lifetimes, I was showing like from 1993 to 2025, like if you can plot it on a graph, it's a steady decline. So in our lifetimes, women have been changing their minds actively and slowly, though, about wanting to actually be married or stay married. So what does that say about the modern dynamic? Like what is it in your opinion that is pulling women away from marriage other than women are just awful?
Well, they're free. They're free.
Freedom alone is enough.
That is enough. Well, look at Adam and Eve. What was Eve's goal?
Did she even have a goal? She was just running around doing shit. Because I
But
always say girls
Being
just be doing
free,
stuff.
being free.
What was sold to her? Right, to be equal to God via what?
Right, that was the snake's
Knowledge.
goal. I think that was
Via
the snake's goal, though. Eve
right.
was
But
just
look,
doing shit,
what was she tempted with? Knowledge.
new
The
things.
tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So you give them knowledge and you give them money, and this is what happens. I mean, it doesn't get more complicated than that. We don't have to intellectualize it.
And
Without
You are going
without
to
but
have to take their freedom.
I have to add to it. With less responsibility and with less obstacles, right? Because we have gender quotas that helps them along as well. There's empowerment involved as well. A woman could always like go out there and get it on her own, but because of the environment, she chose it was just easier to leverage a man instead. Like she could have easily went out there and hunt and got her own and fought a 400-pound cat to get her food and clothing and all that, but they just chose not to because they who they are, and they could also get jobs. At least as early as the 1900s, they could have had jobs as well, but it was just easier to leverage a man to do it instead. And then you know we what I like to see with they government that study they talk about women's declining interest in marriage is also talk about how many government programs have been instituted for women since the 90s as well. And I'm pretty sure there'll be a correlation there.
It's listen. All you got to do. Look, it's not more complicated than this. Treat women like they're men, right? Treat them with real equality, right? And they will beg to be treated like women again. That's it. And you just get rid of all the things in society that favor them. You should not be subsidizing education at all. Get rid of the federal student loan guarantees. And make sure, Janice at work gets the same smoke that Fred does. And they will they will choose, right? They will choose the kitchen. They'll be like, man, that kitchen seems a little bit safer. I don't have to sit here and get cussed out like a dude. I'm gonna go there. That's it. That is it. Oh, and selective service. Yeah. Matter of fact, you could say, hey, is no, if you're having this conversation, you think discriminating based on sex is bad? It's like, yeah, maybe, whatever. Yes or no. But the federal government allows it, right? And selective service is part of that, but it is not illegal at the federal level. And that's the kind of the irony or the dichotomy, because at most states, I think pretty much every state it is, you can't discriminate based on sex, except there are severe penalties for not being signed up for selective service, right? So there's a incongruity there. If we iron that out, yeah, they'd be like, nah, we don't want selective service. We'll stop voting. I'm telling you, it will come to pass if men had the will.
I mean, you mentioned that and tell people that's proof there's sexism in in the system, and people just kind of just dismiss it. I brought up in many conversations as proof of sexism over racism. Like you talk about policies and all that. Systematic racism. Well, there's systematic sexism right there with selective service. Because as a man, you can't get any government benefit until you are registered with selective service. You can't get any kind of state sponsored schooling. You can't get any kind of state sponsored grant outside of selective service. But a woman can still do that and still be able to vote, do all those things without having to go through that process.
This is one of the reasons why I'm so like anti the traditional black political discussion, because from a legal perspective, all the anti-blackness has basically been removed from law and policy. But when it comes to like gender-based things, like it's clearly a one-sided argument when it comes to the gender stuff. So like I'm just tired of the traditional black argument. But shout out to Dick Dog with the 5 ball. He says, I don't think blacks are qualified to talk about love. I'm sorry. You don't think blacks are qualified to talk about love?
These blacks.
SKC, any thoughts on blacks and love? Since we got SKC up on the panel, welcome to the show.
What's going on? What's going on, man? What's going on?
Nothing, man. Good to see you. Good to talk to you, rather.
It's been a little while, but I don't know. I think the assumption that a relationship can't be built upon love is a misunderstanding of what the purpose of love is supposed to be in a relationship. I've always looked at it a little bit different. I always thought it was not the engine, but the fuel of the engine.
Meaning what exactly? First of all, if you say love is the fuel of the engine, then what else is your metaphorical corollary to an engine then?
Oh, okay. It's like somebody having a Ferrari that they could never drive because they have no fuel for it, but they just want a whole bunch of people to look at it and say, hey, see, look what I got. It has no real function. And I think some people view marriage in that same way. They want to point and say, oh, look, see what I have, but it really doesn't serve any function because there's no love in it.
Now, I think you and I are approaching an argument. Let's say you're coming from your angle with 50% of the equation, and I'm coming from my angle with 50% of the equation. And if you add both of these together, the equation balances out, right? What I'm proposing, though, is that you're kind of proposing that love is the primary factor for the thing that needs to be done. And I'm arguing the thing that needs to be done is the primary factor, and the love is something that will come together later once we both agree upon the primary factor.
I mean,
this is how arranged marriages basically work, right? It's not that we meet each other and we're in love, but our cultures understand that these are the unions that we established to build family and to strengthen and further the family legacy and family holdings and whatnot. So as men and women, there's an understanding that this is just how it's done. We have a duty, we have a goal, yada, yada, yada. Love comes later.
Yeah, I mean, you could certainly, put it that way. But even in that situation, when like people want to bring up the arranged thing, the arrangement is between two families, and within that culture, you have people that have shared values. They have, pretty much shared discipline. There's various responsibilities that are passed along that they're taught from, infancy on up. There's a long-term vision towards the goals of it all. So, to a great degree, that's why I don't even understand why the arranged marriage thing is even brought up in the US or in the community at all, because there are so many facets of that are pre-programmed into the culture that do not correspond with Black America whatsoever.
Well, Black America is broken, so you're not going to sandbag me with that shit. The point I'm making is that the argument, just the pure structure of the argument about duty then love, is why I bring it up. And when you bring up the arranged marriages, which is a system that's literally time tested, that's how it works, right? So you can't sandbag me with broken Black culture.
No, I'm not trying to sandbag you. I'm just stating I don't understand why it's brought up as a model of comparison, because there's, like I stated before, there's just so many facets of it, or various aspects that are just incompatible with the lens of Black America whatsoever. So when people bring it up, uh, I can understand if someone was stating, hey, I'm willing to go that route to pursue that because it seems to be a better model than what I'm coming from. But if you're just stating it in the general argument of marriage in America, or particularly Black America, it's like it's a non sequitur, because it's like Black culture doesn't have a lot of
Yeah,
amongst the genders, shared value and
I accept that.
all that
I'm
other
doing
stuff.
a purely intellectual abstraction right now. I'm not attempting to square peg a round hole thing. But
Yeah, yeah, no, and I guess what and I guess where I'm coming with all of that is just trying to be a bit more um objective in some of these conversations, particularly since all of the CGA Wilson stuff.
oh man, I know that bothered you.
No, 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 it didn't bother me. The thing that got to me was when people try to map certain things onto others. For instance, I've been having this in the back of my community anthropology um, study program for quite some time, waiting for an ample time to bring it up. But oh man, um, maybe we can save this for another conversation in the future. But red pill manosphere, you're gonna have a big problem with evolutionary psychology.
I think I might already agree with you, but let's put a pin in that because
Okay.
I do accept there are shortcomings and gaps in the overall red pill equation because it's more of an observation, not an equation, and I think that's where that's where we'll argue about it. But yeah, I think you might be onto something there. That being said, I might have skipped you ahead of line because I haven't talked to you in a minute, so I had to get that out.
No,
I
no,
could
no. Go
disagree
ahead.
with you about
Everybody
shit
else
for
can go.
years.
I'm just sitting in the background working. Whenever you want me in, I'm in.
Yeah. Mr. O, what's going on, man? Women don't want to be married, Mr. O. Let's start this over. What's going on, bro?
Man, not much. I mean, what's the whole point of this so-called government marriage that everybody trying to fight over for? Y'all really think signing that little certificate contract makes y'all married? It can't be more clear that nobody wants marriage, not for the sake of the kids, hell, not even for their own selfishness. If it's not about the bag, nobody wants to hang around with each other. Let's be real. What women have basically been saying that since the beginning of time. What's in it for me? And now, only now, men are not saying like,
Well,
you know what? What's really in it for me?
I'm sorry, Mr. O. Let me ask you this then. By the numbers I just ran for you from Pew Research, more women, I mean more boys, and then likely more men, because I even just covered that other article where it said more men because we had two sets of numbers. One was dealing mostly with high school age, and the other article was covering adults broadly. But on both fronts, it said high school girls don't want marriage, and in the adult arena, adult women don't really want relationships. They're not pursuing actual relationships as hard as men are. Men are pursuing relationships a lot more than women. What do you take from that? What do you make of the men in that scenario then?
They was hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok. They are told to go ahead and invest into a society that doesn't give a damn about them. They told to pursue women that couldn't care less if their ass is on fire and won't even spit to put it out. They thinking they holding up some type of fake moral infrastructure, not only in the community, but hey, they are basically chasing their tail for a past what they think they so-called fathers, grandfathers probably did have, but not in abundance. Not in abundance. Y'all ain't getting the same respect and kudos like them dudes. So if they ain't getting that, they like, what's the whole point?
You know, that reminds me of another narrative. I'm gonna kick it to you 1 second, Nightish. That reminds me of another narrative I kind of want to disperse, and this is the argument of like men just walking away from a family. Like, you know, that whole story of like he went out to get cigarettes and never came back. Like, I get the feeling that it's a largely overblown phenomenon, meaning that it's the kind of story that women can tell collectively. It's sort of like last night when I'm up on Witch Doctors and they're talking about women and their reproductive rights. And when you immediately say, you know, you're against it, the first thing they talk about is, well, what if I was attacked? And it's like, come on, you know, the reality, most of y'all that do that were not getting attacked. And then even when Bomb Cherry, she brought up some numbers to try to really get particular with it. She says, out of those women who did get the procedure, who were attacked, it's like 1 in 20, which in my head, because I'm slightly autistic like that, I ran the numbers. I kind of worked my way backwards to the numbers, and I'm like, 1 in 20, that's what, like 5%? And then I whipped out the calculator just to be sure, and it's roughly 5%. So you're going to argue me down on a gigantic moral claim over the 5%, right? That's the game that they're after there. And so when you really kind of think about it, it's like, they're mostly full of shit. But I want to kick this over to Nightish. I don't think you've been over here in a while. What's going on, Nightish? What made you take the link? What are you thinking about the discussion today?
I'm thinking about, this is my question. Are men really looking to be loved, or are they looking for sexual access?
Both, but I don't know where you're going exactly. Elaborate more. Why'd you ask that question?
Because when I listen to a lot of these conversations and I look at the attitudes of women don't look like they're trying to be loved currently. They look like they're looking for the best deal. So are men looking for these women that's looking for the best deal they can get in a loving way? When the women are the women don't seem like they're looking for love. They seem like they're looking for who can get them the most access to having an athlete and a bunch of money.
I think that's exactly the problem. Like, as men in the so-called red pill manosphere types, you get accused of being too crude or reducing women down to some type of mechanical function. But at its core, I think that's what we're dealing with, right? Women do kind of, they calculate based more on benefit and structures that they can extract from a situation, and men really believe in real love. And that's why when Carmen asked that question in the chat earlier about do I think women don't want to be loved anymore, my immediate response is, what is love? Because women, I don't think women are really, I don't know if women value love the same way men do. I don't think we're really even using the same language, and this is why it's a problem for men.
So yeah, to me, when I listen to that, I'm wondering, why are the men thinking about love when the women are not thinking about love?
Because everything in our lives tells us.
Okay, biologically. But doesn't that
even biological? Hold on, it's not even biological. I think it's an intense level of social conditioning. You know why? Because there are other cultures where this may not be as much of a phenomenon. Like, we look at like the Arabs and all the Islamic culture, right? I mean, there's love in that culture, and also, but there's also like the other shit they do, right? They just literally see women differently. And so I think because we're westernized, a lot of our Western weaknesses have been preyed on in a way that we just idolize women to our detriment as men.
So does that make the men seem like there's something wrong with them? You're going after the idea of thinking that they want something that you really want, and what they want is the best version of you financially and genetically. So they don't want nobody short, they don't want nobody fat, they don't want nobody old, and they don't want nobody that's poor. And you're looking just to be loved and to do this duty that you have to do.
But all right, let me make the problem a little bit more black intimate for this discussion, right? when it comes to the pro-black argument and the whole like pro-black revolution thing, the white man is on our back, we got to overcome the struggle and all of that. If the black woman is supposedly your partner in the struggle and you're supposed to do all this overcoming with her side by side, how can you do that if you're not really her first choice or her choice at all? Like, this is kind of what you're up against. You want a partnership that literally requires the kind of love that you're talking about, Nightish, and they don't necessarily have it. Now what of your revolution?
It ain't no revolution. You lost. You lost before you played the game, if that's the parameters.
And this is why it's like a really bitter discussion too, especially in the black circles. And I get 1,000 pounds of pushback every time I bring this up in the most delicate way. Like, you realize you're dealing with essentially mercenaries using all kind of war tactics to keep you pacified.
I have to think about that for a minute.
I heard somebody else trying to jump in here a second ago. I'm sorry I cut you off. Somebody else wanted to add to this?
Don't be shy, y'all.
I know that was really heavy. I'm sorry. I have a habit of totally killing the mood, and I don't even mean to. I just bring up things that are like really heavy.
Yeah, it's part of
I
the
just thought
That's what it is, Will.
I just thought that it was too broad of a brush being used for such a discussion. And I'm not trying to disrespect or anything, but it just sounded like how people would explain what was inside of cells before we knew there was DNA.
Make it a little more simpler. I'm not as bright as I pretend to be.
Nah, man. Okay, so men do this, women do that. I think it's too elementary. We live in a very complex world. Human beings are complex. They don't follow into just great categories like some sort of Marxian oppressor oppressed type of thing. And I think to avoid that model, using a bit more detail matters.
I would counter that with the intricacies and complexities of the human psyche and the personality types. And this is a perfect example of and you are absolutely familiar with this. This is a great time to throw this right at you. Explain how something like ChatGPT can be so accurate in its personality modeling.
Well, it can be accurate when so much information is thrown at it, but there are limitations. There are limitations. I mean, you go all the way back to the Turing problem, Alan Turing. The machine is not going to be able to know everything by infinite information that you throw at it. If you don't believe me, just look up the haptic issue and do that on your own research. I don't want to sit up there and explain it all, but the issue is that, long story short, throwing infinite information at the machine isn't going to give you ultimate answers.
Fair enough. The reason why I bring that up, and then I use the ChatGPT thing because I know it's a familiar touchstone between you and I. The fact is the complexities of the human psyche have been thoroughly studied and almost commodified to the point where we can now start to dependably capitalize on these observations, right? I don't know that we're all the pure, like we may all be individually infinite snowflakes, but don't ever assume that you can't be figured out. You know, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah. So when you have people that will, I would say, in various ways, simplify their lives and try to just follow after trends, and they only take in limited information. Yeah, it becomes a lot easier to be able to kind of map out which decisions that they're going to make. But when they have more information packed into them, the patterns become a lot more blurry. And that's probably one of the issues with, Das Communitas as a whole, because when you when you look at that group, they follow closely more. They have a lot of the same behavior patterns than other groups of people. At least that's my argument. But when you extrapolate that out to America, it's almost as if, like, when you're looking at the community, you try to map that out onto America, the community in many respects does things diametrically opposed or opposite to the mass of American culture.
I have a great kind of scheme to flesh out what you're trying to express right now. It just occurred to me. I have all these weird, brilliant conceptual images in my mind. Imagine if, because if you go back and watch The Matrix, like 1999, The Matrix came out with Keanu Reeves. It was like epic, groundbreaking. Just a lot of it, just a lot of the whole concept of it. The Matrix was a world with mostly white people in it, not the rebels. The Matrix itself, right? Could imagine the parameters that you would have to tweak if you had to build a matrix for just the community? That's essentially what you're trying to get at here. Like the algorithm for what the community normally does, what would the way to achieve some sort of social equilibrium, it would be radically different.
Right. And I would say it would be degrees easier to build that type of matrix than one for the masses of humanity.
The eat, sleep, fight, bust matrix. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being funny with it, but yeah, there's not a lot of variety of thought and feeling and pursuits and so forth within Das Communitas. And I'm not saying not because the capacity is not there. No, the capacity is definitely there, but the overarching culture is so strong that it suppresses all of those things.
Well, let me kind of broaden this a little bit. What say you about the overall observational reality that women have a general nature that is just different from men by and large, and this is a rule that applies across the board from culture to culture? The women do these things, the men do that thing. The general behavior of the women is going to be noticeably different from the general behavior of the men.
Yeah, as it should be.
Right. And so if that being the case, can we not make some overall what they call evolutionary biological arguments about that general difference? Like, men are going to be a little bit more physically and socially aggressive than women by and large. Even though in your own estimation, like Das Communitas, the women are, they take that to a crazy extreme. But like, isn't that just generally the case, right?
Yes, but okay. What I would do is I would take out all of everything that has to do with evo psych or evolutionary psychology, because and I'm just trying to help people in a certain way, because when you peel back the layers of it, it's a parasite of a parasite that's trying to grab prestige from the hard sciences that are physics.
I get that because it's totally like abstract theoretical
Yeah, and it
pursuit,
takes,
right?
and there's so many assumptions that it would take a week of programming, probably 4 or 5 hours a piece, to show how many assumptions that have been made within all of these fields, that people just come out and just state certain things as if it's just an absolute certainty, and they have no idea what they're talking about whatsoever. So,
It's like you're trying to say there's no such thing as game. I see what you just did there. I'm not gonna let you get away with that shit because you a smart nigga that used big words to dumb niggas. You just did that, and we're not gonna let you get away with it. All right, game is real. Game is life, nigga.
I'll say this. You know how some people will say, you're building thing or ideas off of Sky Daddy and everything, and towards somebody like me. Well, on the opposite end, I'm looking at them and saying, "Oh, okay, so you're building your worldview on the Flintstones."
Hey, do you have a better model of what we used to be? And I mean that both seriously and facetiously.
and that's the point is that when I speak to the people from that arena, I don't think that they understand how vapid their and scarce the evidence they have behind what they think that the quote unquote eggheads in academia have to show them.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, yes and no though, because here's where it gets really like it gets close to the edge. I'm not saying that your bag is totally empty, but I don't think it's heavy enough because ultimately you have to come up with a better model. If my model is so full of holes that it just has to be thrown out, baby and bathwater included, then you at least have to have a better model.
Yeah, you already had the better model from
which is
which was the Sky Daddy model.
Really?
Yeah, by far. I mean, the other
why
model,
was it
better? Okay, where do you want to start?
Because that's the thing, and better in terms of what? Because like using the Matrix example as an example, there was other matrices, right? There was other forms of the Matrix, and the architect even admitted it was actually a paradise. And
right,
but
okay, let me take it out of movie format and go into to real
and
life.
Also, Sky Daddy, I think, leans towards my argument as well. But come back to it. Continue, please.
Yeah, I guess the competing model holds to the view that the charge is you guys are living in fantasy. This is quote unquote reality. And a lot of the assumptions that are made by the people who are stating that they have built everything off of reality doesn't follow that model whatsoever. So if you were to kind of start with the Age of Enlightenment, with I would say the gold standard of it, heck, the platinum standard of everything, the Newtonian science and the whole nine. Yeah, evolutionary psychology and the Darwinian model is so far removed from anything that resembles science in that realm that the real scientists within the realm of physics, they laugh at it.
I think Darwinism kind of leaves out the human element. Darwinism almost attempts to be a mathematical equation
without the math.
Spirit. No. Yeah, well, I guess, no, it's mathematical in and of itself. That's not what I'm saying. Like they're saying that, one thing leads to another. They're attempting to be logic, but the problem is there's like the God in the gaps. Like, how does a dinosaur just become a bird, right? That's kind of there's a problem there. And so, and also when we just when we're set that aside, right? Still talking about Darwinism within the context of the human spirit, it is kind of leaving out the human element. Humans just choose. We have rational and irrational decisions that we make, and those things are a part of the human makeup as well. And I think it kind of attempts to act like one thing just naturally leads to another because of pure logic. Logic can, follow many, many paths. Logic
That,
doesn't have to be logical.
but that's the whole point is either if you use just choices or quote unquote logic. One, the Darwinian model doesn't use any math at all. If it did, it could do predictive stuff, which it has never done. And the other side of that is with the choices and the logic, both on both sets, the Darwinian model doesn't follow either. Like take for instance, getting away from that, go a little bit down further into where we're at today. Let's go into the whole dating coaches thing, red pill. A lot of it's going to be connected to evolutionary psychology and so forth. But all of that is based upon whether the Darwinian model is correct.
Okay, I see what you're doing there. I think it's one of those. Now I think it is a baby in bathwater problem. I think that being said, there may be some issues of the Darwinian model that are solid, right? But now we're quitting.
And then there's a lot of issues that go even further beyond that. You're basically stating you're trying to re-engineer human history, and the whole time stating that you have no rationale for why mankind or humankind ever got to the point of where they just made choices on what they wanted or so forth. You're starting from the point of the environment was this, caveman had to do this in order to survive and such, even though you have no scientific method of how you can research that, how you can do any sort of testing. There's no standard of falsifiability or any of it, but you're just going to go with it, which is what most in the land of physics would just call storytelling. But if we want to just go with it,
I think in the land of physics, it's called a hypothesis more than a story.
Facts.
No.
But you still have to have a competing argument before you just totally throw me out.
No, in the land of science, that's not called a hypothesis. That's storytelling, because you're not using any method whatsoever to even formulate your hypothesis.
I think it's formed on just observation of the human condition. Now, this is where we're kind of falling off the track here. Like, the human condition has been observed scientifically, poetically, religiously for millennia. So, like, even when you talked about the sky daddy problem, like, there is no sky daddy religion that just trusts the minds of women. You know, whether or not it's Christianity or Islam or even Judaism. The male authority is the authority.
Right. Yeah, I have no qualm against that.
But that comes from a certain place, and it's not just, ego.
Right. But okay, this is what I'm stating. If you go the other route and you say, no, I'm going off of rationality, and that rationality goes down this path, the problem that you come up with is, as soon as you get to the Darwinian model, you completely throw away your argument about, no, I'm just going on rationality, because you have to take so many leaps of faith in order to try to recreate this history that you're talking about. And even within the scientific fields that study this stuff and have been studying it for the last 100 years or so, they contradict themselves constantly.
I'm a little confused here.
Yeah, I could drag this argument. No, because SKC and I are having an argument that we've been extending over the course of like a year and a half now. So.
No, I get the
you guys
concept.
might not understand every little intricate part of what we're talking to.
Is this Jordanomics that we're speaking of, that we are talking about?
No. It's actually a lot more simpler than this, right? So think of this like the concept of the Flintstones. We'll just go ahead and use the analogy, right? How did Flintstones survive, right? I mean, they obviously had tools in that concept, like they had cars, right? But they powered them with their feet, kind of thing, right? The dinosaurs were either generally friendly, or they utilized the dinosaurs as, I don't know, like the same way we would utilize a horse as a tractor, kind of thing, right? The concept, though, is based off of less of the cartoon concept. Was how did the cavemen defeat or control their environment? They had to have some form or another had to create tools. Did they create weapons, spears, throw rocks, right? Like, how the hell did they hunt? Or were they just agricultural and just wait around to get eaten by the nearest thing that came along? Because even within the animal kingdom currently, most things will fucking eat your ass.
Well, Josh, and this is a part of the argument SKC and I were having that we're talking over this, and let me just say this plainly. I think, Josh, now when you bring up the element of cooperation and why, and just general group organizational dynamics, this is where it comes down to certain brutal, like, logical assumptions, as I was just crucified for making.
Right.
The men are in a position to physically subdue the women to the point where they just have to cooperate. And you can't really shake that from the original dynamic of how men and women get along. Like, the women weren't in a great position to just say, I'm a woman, hear me roar. Like, no, the roaring is out in the woods, all right? That's the roaring out in the woods. Either you cool the fuck out, I punch you in the mouth or whatever it is, and then you act right, or you go roar against that shit out in the woods. Like, the dynamic is so radically different from that point of view and our point of view that it's hard to really conceptualize the visceral difference in the raw physical animal.
Only if you're trying to seek out like the details of it, but it all boils down to choice anyways.
Well, no, I say choice and force are inseparable. That's kind of what I'm pointing to you, though. You're saying choice, and I'm saying force and choice make the choice for you too.
Yeah. Force would inevitably create the additional choices that are available, right? No argument there, right?
Removes choices. That's the point. Force removes choice, bro.
But well, see that's not necessarily true either. So here's an example, right? Force would have been the thing that would have allowed men to, I don't know, control the environment, aka of the saber-toothed tigers gotta fucking die, right? Because we can't be sitting over looking over it, aka force. Now, once they're eliminated,
choice, right? Yes.
Yeah, once the threat is eliminated, right? Then the women can probably, I don't know, not have to look over their shoulder while they're out there gathering nuts or berries, whatever the fuck they do, right?
Yeah, hunting and gathering, right?
Force, by definition, would create like things like with technology, right? So as things progress, right, you just expand on choices. But the idea that people are making different choices now than they were, than 1,000 years ago, is because the environment's different.
Let me plug you in onto why I think you might have been a little bit behind a step in the conversation SKC and I are having. We were extending kind of unintentionally, but by definition, just what happened. We were extending a conversation that we had previously about love versus duty and responsibility. SKC came from the argument of love and the more like intangible argument of love, the agape, as he was putting it. And my argument, and this was the thing, like he was talking about, especially from Black America perspective, he's saying that Black America lacks love. And that's part of the reason why we can't really get it together on a family level. And I'm arguing that actually we lack a certain order and structure, like that the responsibility of family and legacy. And that's really why we can't get it together. Like, collectively, the men and the women haven't embraced the responsibility. Hold on. I'm just saying.
Go back to the love concept. So
Wait a minute. We were extending that conversation today, just now, talking about the more evolutionary psychology aspect of it. And this is part of why it ties together. He's arguing essentially, and this is what I'm going to accuse SKC of now. You're arguing that even from a more primal, primitive dynamic, when it was all or nothing, you had to do certain things to survive. Love was a primary motivation. And I'm arguing from a position of force, right? Whether it was the environment forcing behaviors on you, whether it was the men had to force behaviors upon the people below them, which is the women. But ultimately, love wasn't what we were built on. We were built on people who were forced to make certain decisions that made their group stronger. And then we repeated those actions. And within the safety and the comfort of those repetitive actions and the productivity of it all, we could now have room for love.
Can only conclude that if we all agree on a definition of love, which we don't.
Which we don't, but it doesn't shake what I'm saying. It just makes it a little bit more complicated. But because what is love? I've been asking that all day. What is love? But you don't even get to consider that if you're hungry, you're cold, there are predators at the gate, there are enemies on the hill. Like, you don't even get to have these conversations without fixing that.
I'll even argue that back and forth with you, Hood. But if you want to go with the whole, ultra super rational thing and so forth, okay. Well, when did duty become duty? Duty to do what?
Duty was always duty. Duty is life, and that's why love comes second.
Right.
Duty to do what?
To survive, to
procreate,
to fight, to live, to create, to procreate, to protect what you procreated. Like, the duties are almost existential to life itself. And so once you're alive, the duties now start to present themselves.
No, it kind of stretching some definitions here, aren't we?
Are we really?
Yes, because the concept of duty would have some type of ideology behind it.
Uh-oh.
Less than that.
Okay.
Less than that, right? It's just basically survivalism. I will go out and fucking build a house because I don't want to fucking die of like pneumonia or some shit, right?
And you want the woman to survive too because you want her. And now you have children with her and you want the children to survive too. The duties are inherent to surviving. As an organism, duty is inherent to your existence as an organism.
Go back to your cores. If it's just a case that I want, right? I desire a thing, right? Hell, it's fucking selfishness. I want something. But hell, that might even be cored in survivalism too. Nobody really honestly knows that. We just kind of But that's because the concept behind duty.
So Hood, are you saying that love is a luxury that comes before survival?
After.
So survival, then love.
Right. Because how can you love if you're starving? This is why they say the hookers don't love you, right? Because she's doing it strictly for the money. Like, she probably literally has a pimp to pay and kids to feed, right? So, like, love comes after all the other things.
I would argue it's the other way around. I think love enables survival needs, because if you didn't love anything around you, you would only be concerned with your survival, not everybody else's.
Hold on. Love.
I think what's missing.
Whoa. One at a time. Love enables survival needs. I'm going to need you to slowly walk through that because I think you're wrong, but I don't want to just jump off a cliff. Love enables survival needs. How do you get love before survival needs?
Because if I'm concerned with my survival, why would I be concerned with anybody else's survival needs outside of myself, if not for love? And I'm not talking about the floaty kind of love. What instinctive biological need outside of that would be the case? Because if I didn't love anything and I just needed to survive, I would be focused on my survival. Why am I focused on my wife and my kids or any of that stuff?
But that's kind of my point. Love is separate from survival need. It's almost completely detached from survival need.
Oh,
the survival need is paramount.
The only way you can make that claim now is if you actually hammer out and define love, right? That's the thing we're all dancing around here.
Because no one can properly define it outside of like intense emotion and affection. Like, what else could it mean beyond that?
Then if it's the case that it's a thing that's outside of definition, you could just as easily argue God of the gaps, right? Well, it's got to be the logos.
Love is a God of the gap, bro. Love is literally a God of the gap. That's why I don't like to rest on it purely. Like, I love love, and I'm bad at it because it's why I don't like to stand on it.
Because only fools fall in love. We're gonna keep getting back to that damn song, that damn phrase, because that's why it happens.
I would say in the context of what you're saying, right? Because I like the strong and intense need, but more importantly, love is evolution. I would say it's evolution's trick to make you invest in things that don't immediately benefit you, because survival is an immediate benefit.
And
Let me
if that's the
let me
case,
ask
then
you
it's
this. Let me
genetically
ask you this.
hardwired in there.
Let me ask you
It's
this.
built in.
Do
Yeah.
wild animals love the way human beings love?
The way nothing, no species does the
No.
exact
Okay,
same thing as
okay.
the other.
So when
Not
when a
not
mother
widespread. No.
when a mother bear is attacking a person because their cubs are around, that's not
Could,
on a
no,
human level of
one doesn't
love,
equate.
right?
One doesn't
when
equate to
when
the other.
when a pair of, like, let's say it's a pair of foxes, right? If the male is coming along to help the female because some hunter has got it cornered, that's not romantic
But
love. So that's something else happening. That's a survival instinct that's ingrained in us as an organism.
yeah, but this is oh boy, this is really muddy in the water. So like
Yeah,
the concept of
because
Is
you
it
okay,
when you
though?
say when you say
Are we not
romantic,
organisms?
no,
yeah, but
no.
we don't know.
When
That's
you
the
say
We
problem.
do
romantic,
know, by
No, no,
definition. Are we not organisms?
Yeah, we
no.
are
Have you
organisms. Yes.
communicated? Have you communicated with the bear? Has it described its emotions to you?
But the fact that it cannot,
We don't know.
the fact that it cannot kind of leads to, a problem with its own complex
No.
reality. So if it
It
cannot,
could for
maybe
the
it does not.
no. That's a reach too, right? It could communicate it somehow with the other bears, right? It could communicate
You're
to us.
reaching. You're reaching, and I'm
No,
arguing a
I'm
simpler
literally saying
proposition.
this is a concept of your. Let's just say it's an
If the animals
observation, right?
could talk to us, they would, bro. Stop this. What are you doing?
No. How would you know if bears
Because
can
they don't.
communicate? Hold up. If bears can communicate with each other, right? How do we comprehend what their language
What
is?
is their communication? What do they write love letters to each other? Do they
They
talk about the
fucking,
morning
They
I
get
list
don't
out
of
know.
bear
They
hugs.
rub
grocery
their
items?
ass on
They get out bear
trees. I
hugs.
don't fucking know.
Right.
rub
And
their
even listen,
ass
even
on
what you're talking about,
trees.
even Josh, even that is a chemical level of communication, which is almost something boiling down to ones and zeros, right? It's not instinctual, it's not emotional.
Ah,
What
see,
we're
now
talking
this is
about,
the ego.
it's not. No, it's not ego. Because what else is chemical if not science? And science can
Because
literally
you're
be boiled
adding
down to
on to the
ones and
concept
zeros,
that
bro.
no, because
No,
you're adding
you're
on to
you're
the
at
concept
you're
that we
you're you're, you're fucking giving humanity to bears and shit,
no,
Josh.
absolutely not. You're
Josh, did
adding
you
on
kick
to
the
the
bear
concept because we have
6 months
vocal
ago?
cords.
You kicked the bear,
No,
Josh.
because we have the ability to have like vocal cords, right? And we can verbally communicate, does not negate the concept. That could actually be a weakness because you need
No,
something extra to survive.
no. Listen, I think it's a simple proposition, though. Humans can express this level of existence and introspection because it's what we are. And I'm saying that other
How do we know the
animals,
other mammals
quote
don't?
unquote, lower life forms do not express it because it is not what they are.
That is an assertion that cannot be
It is an
demonstrated.
assertion, and it's an assertion that
That
can't just be
cannot
Well,
be
disproved with your
demonstrated.
assertions.
Penguins
You
feel
can't disprove an assertion with an
emotions.
assertion. You need a little bit more, just like I do.
You're just
I
asserting
lean
it that it's true because there's nothing else.
I lean
Hey,
a little bit more with Hood on this one, but for different reasons than what Hood is expressing. And in fact, my challenge to you, Hood, on this whole love conversation thing, when you bring it up in the midst of all of the Flintstone type of thoughts and so forth, the love issue actually presents a lot of problems to your evolutionary model because
It does. It does.
in so many ways love actually reduces survival of the fittest.
It does. It does. It literally does. I've said this. Oh, listen. Survival
So
is first. Love is second. And not
so
only that,
so so,
love
so
will actually cause you to sacrifice your survival. That's why
okay,
survival
so
is paramount.
all
But
right, so
continue.
the reason why I state that the one had to come before the other is because what you're telling me is this: if you want to go by your super ultra rational evolutionary model, that means that you did the various traits and abilities and so forth, regardless of any sort of mathematical progressions or explaining how it got done. I'm not stating that, we're just going with it. And so all of this progression happened from least to better to best to greatest to where we're at now so far. Then in some place of all of that, humans also adopted a trait called love that sacrifices their survival of fittest.
That's
Wait,
that.
wait. So what? Hold on.
Let me say one
so
word. Let me
it's
say
easy- so
one
it's-
word to mess with SKT's head, right?
Uh-huh.
God.
What does that have to do with it?
What's God have to do with it? What's love have to do with it?
Well, if you want to throw it at that, that's my position. My position.
We're the
is
only
that,
we're the
What-
only
what are you
creature
saying
that
came
even
first?
conceives of God. Therefore, we're the only creature that even conceives of love.
You-
Therefore, we're the only creature that could even die and sacrifice every biological instinct for something as inconceivable as fucking love. It's
Ooh,
because
ooh,
God.
no, no,
It's
no.
because we are.
Now
It's
I got it.
because we
Now I
are
got it.
creatures
No,
of God.
there
We
is-
are
there is-
irrational physical beings that we will do stupid irrational things because we have been given this godlike capacity that our biological body can't handle, which is love.
right,
Incorrect.
right.
Coco,
So, and
Coco, that
would mean-
fucking big fucking ugly dummy gorilla could actually conceive of a god. Thank you very much. It might have been the case that we taught it, right? But it
Coco's a
did
lie, bro.
conceive it.
Coco is not really self-conscious. I think that gorilla thing is a lie.
What are you talking
and-
about? It was
Gorilla's
conscious
a
enough
scandal,
that it
bro.
could communicate.
Harambe forever, but gorilla's just a gorilla.
So no sense, no thoughts, no feelings, no nothing, huh?
Yeah. It actually even expressed sadness, right? So no, fuck no,
I
right?
seen
Now
a
we're
rap
just
play
asserting
before.
bullshit.
I even seen a rap play before. That's a
Hood,
video
as
of
a
a rap
retort-
playing with their hands closed and everything.
So
Hold on,
Hood-
SKC and then Freeman's Journal, because I know you're trying to jump in there. SKC, please.
as a retort, Hood, I would say yes, and that would prove that the instructions for love came first before any sort of duty.
Did God make us and then give us rules, or did God give us rules and then make us, bro?
Well, what I'm saying is that
No. Answer the question, please. Were we made before the rules or after the rules?
What rules?
Because that's my position isn't born of Darwinism. For the first
Technically,
time, let me say that. Because you and I don't disagree. I may be weak in the Christian organized faith, but I don't dispel the whole principle of it. And what I'm arguing is from a principle that we are, children of God, and that's why we love, unlike any other creature. Therefore, we were made this way, and He gave us rules to mitigate this thing that He gave us.
Right. Well, what I'm saying to you is that the rule is love.
And that goes across the board for humans and animals. The only difference, the only difference, the only difference, and because my issue with the way that you define love, Hood, is that you only define it because you keep saying romantic love. Animals have the same mechanism. It's just not a romantic love. It's tied to their survival. Humans have taken that same emotion, that same strong emotion, and they've romanticized it. That's the only difference between the way animals love and the way humans love. Literally the only difference.
And they only fucking redefined it because they couldn't fucking comprehend it.
Hold on, Josh. Freeman's Journal. You want to say something?
Well, I think that cheapens the word love down to, caring for one's progeny, or in some instances, mating for life. All right, there you can probably count on one hand the number of animals that go beyond that. So,
hundreds.
You're distilling down, the human emotion of love, right? And now we're like, well, animals can love too. Well, most animals are animals. Animals don't go to family reunions. They don't kiss.
We all animals, though.
Yeah, humans are animals.
Hold on, stop. Jeez. They don't kiss the grandmother on their. They don't kiss the grandmother on the forehead, etc. So that's what I have to say. That so
they do kind of. Okay, go ahead.
Not okay.
They share the same bonding chemicals that humans do in regards to love. They release oxytocin. They do dopamine, endorphins. It's all the same chemical.
Exactly. You're reducing.
So it's a series of chemical reactions.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sure.
Like ones and zeros, right?
So it's the emotional ones in humans. It just take place inside the brain.
even you, Hood, you even said it was a strong. You defined it as a strong. What did you say? Strong emotional
bond, right?
Bond. Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. So again, you're affirming what I said about distilling it down to this, to something much simpler. So to SKC, I would say, are you saying, or I want to ask, is the thing you're saying first came first is love?
Absolutely.
Okay. Can the community understand love?
Yes, they have the capacity for it.
But
Only
do they?
if when trauma is involved, and again, a trauma
Oh
bonding
shit!
love.
Damn.
That's not a pure love, though. That's almost
That's the
corrupting the
only
argument.
look. We have more Jody and Yvette relationships in the community than we have MLK and Coretta. Let's stop playing with ourselves.
Not disagreeing, but I'm just saying it kind of corrupts what SKC is trying to argue. I don't know how SKC fits that into his overall scheme. Then,
What do you mean?
well, the community, because you were earlier talking about the community having a sort of bizarro land backwards approach to the very aspect of love, and this has been your criticism of the community. It does not or doesn't know how to properly, agape.
Yeah, I don't think that's I've said anything contradictory. What I've stated is that the capacity is there. However, the subculture is so warped that it actually works against such things, just in the same way that it works against functional civilization.
Yet it persists.
Artificially.
Well, artificially true, but that means the survival of it all has been accounted for, which is kind of my argument is almost sequential in nature, right? Which is why I don't even understand why I'm getting so much pushback. Like, as an organism, human beings are, even if I accept to some degree, like apes or even dogs can express emotions to some degree, or things that look like human emotions. I argue that human beings, just in our godlike capacity, we understand it and we can have these intricate conversations about it. Yet that is not the foundation of what we are. The foundation of what we are is inherently biological. And then it's because we are biological and also, we have that little spirit of God in us or whatever. But, the biological comes first, right?
Usually, yes. But then again, so with the emotions, right? Because emotions are chemical and thus they are biological as well.
Oh, and that's the that's the other thing I want to say. Look, so I got married late, right? 44. So I can see the role of both, right? You can't really separate these two things. It's a feedback loop, right? The one does not exist without the other. So that's why we keep having this conversation. You cannot split it up. Right?
I'm open to something.
Neither of you are right and neither of you are wrong.
This is good.
Suddenly it hit
This
me.
is good.
Underground says we're spiritual first, and now it hit me. It hit me in this sense, and this is a really deep, intrinsic, almost like occult type of thinking. And I tend to agree with this when I'm being my most like universally philosophical, like the grand cosmic reality of it all. It is more than likely that as intellects, right? As individual intellects, we are probably more connected to the infinite than just a biological, physical reality. And that being said, that means we are infinitely spiritual first. And that would kind of undercut and disprove a lot of what
And there goes the fucking ideology just getting
only
inserted
when
right
I'm
in there.
listen, I've been smoking and drinking. It's my day off. I literally got nothing else to do but smoke and drink and pontificate the universe and the vast depth of it all. And this is what the fuck you get. Maybe
But that mother, you just had to sneak that shit right in there like it meant something, right?
Right,
No.
because he said it. Uncut Underground brought it up, right? We was cosmology and shit, bro.
No, asshole. You were the one that fucking put duty on it, right? Like, and then we're all like, what is duty, right? It's ideological.
No, because I'm being
Period.
a total hippie right now. I swear to God, I'm being a pure hippie right now. I'm calling it a hippie because I know, Josh, you get that more than a lot of people because hippie is more of a white people thing. But like,
I fucking hate hippies. I won't lie.
And so I'm acknowledging that that's kind of the ultimate loosey-goosey conclusion of it all. And I'm not rigidly opposed to it, but I still will not fully disconnect myself from
I'm absolutely 100% opposed to it until a definition is provided. And until you get to that fucking definition of love, right? Fuck off. You don't get to add more shit to it.
There you go. This is why I got my feet in the ground, bro. 10 toes down.
and even if I would say another way to argue it, Hood, if you want to just stay within our time frame and all of that, as when your children were born, what were you expecting first? Duty from them or love?
Love, honestly. I mean, an expectation, love. Their duties, because you know what? As a human infant child, it's foolish to expect anything but love from a baby. And even that, hold on, even that feels like a gift from God.
Right. And that's the beginning of
It
their
is.
nature.
Absolutely not. Because
Well,
it's a circular definition at
It
this
is
point.
circular. This is why SKT and I
Yeah.
are homies and not enemies.
Expectation isn't it's an emotion, right? Just like any. Now you're just basically saying, okay, since we don't like the word for this emotion, right? We're going to use that word over there for that emotion, right? No, I told you. You know what? Fuck y'all. I'm going to fight you now.
Josh, you know what it is? Your atheism
it's
is
the
pissing
same.
you off right now. Stop.
Yes,
Yeah,
my
but
atheism is fucking triggering the motherfucker.
Josh is having an atheistic conniption right now. And
Yes.
listen, huff into a fucking paper bag or something. Because here's the thing. This is
exactly what's going.
Much in the way that God expects his children to love him, you expect your children to love you.
Yeah, but even within your question, right? What came? Did creation come first, or did the rule come first? Well, the creation came first. There was no rule prior to that. Unless you want to go down to the circular, unless you want to go back into the circular definition
the rules
of
came first.
the creation.
I can even argue that a little bit more intricate, right? The rule is God, right? But God didn't give the rule to the creation until after the creation. That's the most that's how I can get down to the organic base of it. God is the rule. Like the word is God, as they say in the Bible, right? So God is the rule, but God makes the creation and then he gives the rule to the creation.
Not gonna let you insert that one in there randomly either, because then you can just basically arbitrarily define what the logos is.
You don't arbitrarily define. The definition of the logos has been defined and contemplated well before.
The logos is basically anything beyond yourself.
While Josh is here, because I haven't had an opportunity to speak with, because I think you said you're an atheist, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I just have a question about that. Like going back to the whole origin of life thing. Okay, I get the story about the cosmic soup and the other renditions. Let's say that they're perfectly correct.
Freeze. Are you assuming that? Or I'm sorry. Are you expecting me to account for like a creation for my own model? Because you won't like my answer.
No, not at all. I'm not saying a creation from your own model. What I would like to ask is, say like our RNA, our DNA, proteins, all of that stuff, but specifically the DNA and the RNA. We know a lot more about that now because of the Human Genome Project and how it passes on just tremendous amounts of information to our progeny and so forth.
Right.
Where did the information come from?
We have no idea. I mean, that's ultimately the answer is, right? So here's the concept.
I get the whole point that I guess the idea that people will say that things kind of just set in the right place given the right amount of time and such and blah 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 and okay, I get that.
See,
how does information form itself?
We have no idea. So, like the concept of organic material itself is mysterious as holy fuck. Right?
Yeah,
so
we have no way to even explain that, and there's been no model to explain it whatsoever. But even if we get even before that, you got to get to where did
there is a model that
come from.
There is a model that explains it.
Yeah, but it just has no math.
Well, okay. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. Right?
No, I do. It has no math.
Oh, okay. Does God have math?
No. It never purported to need it. The scientific method does.
Man, we get into some deep, what's the name, metaphysics stuff. I like this shit. Go ahead.
I don't know if
you don't get these conversations outside of, I mean, when you're on the Chitlin circuit, bro, nobody on the Chitlin circuit talks like this. And not only that, now that I got your attention on a brief break, we're talking about women don't want to be married. You don't hear women having this deep, introspective, philosophical, theological conversation about love behind, marriage and all that. Women don't get this deep about it all, bro. Only over here, only outside of the Chitlin circuit do you get these conversations. I just want to point that out to y'all, man.
They would probably crash.
These niggas have motion except for me. There has to be one real nigga left in America, in this damn country.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
Well, we dealing with terabytes over here, not kilobytes. But yeah, Josh. I mean, the information, man, that's more problematic than the organic material form.
Well, that's as best as we can tell. All organic material has information like that. Like a fucking tree has DNA.
Right, but the DNA needs information. The information just can't pop out of anywhere.
Right. And the answer to that is we don't fucking know.
Correct. And that's a more difficult problem than the actual organic material.
Oh, I don't know.
It's like saying this. It's like saying this. Okay. Hood, a guy created, I don't know, an engine. Where did he get the information from to understand how to make an engine? Which one is more difficult, making the engine or finding out where did he get the information from to even formulate an engine?
Yeah, I hate it. So here's my pushback. As best as we can tell, most of the things that you would call information would be biological. It'd be like the idea of one necessarily must exist to have the other.
Right, but then that goes back to the whole which came first, the chicken or the egg, which came first, the RNA or the DNA, and it doesn't make any sense because all of the models that science comes up with is stating that they both had to exist at the same time, or they had to
or they had to be formed at the same time.
Arrive at the same time, and that doesn't make any sense. Because you still need the information. And then that means that the information in each of the organic materials arose at the same time.
That's kind of why the evolutionary theory fucking seems to trump, is only because there's no other better model to fit currently.
Right. Unless you go with the model of, well, maybe there was information that came from somewhere else, which is all-knowing.
Yeah, but that would be
created it.
Well, no. See, now there's the assertion, right? We don't necessarily know that information. Let's just say biological components that would be needed, right? We don't know that they actually came from Earth, right? It could have been a fucking asteroid that just landed here. For all anybody knows,
whether the components came from Earth or not,
it turtles all the way down, as Jordan Peterson said one time, and I think that's a great conception because he was describing the sort of Indian, Hindu cosmology of it all, where the universe exists on the back of a giant turtle, and then Jordan's like, well, if the universe exists on the back of a giant turtle, what's that turtle existing on? And he's like, well, another turtle. Well, what's that turtle existing on? Another turtle. So it's just turtles all the way down.
So then it shows you that to a certain point, the quote unquote mathematical model, which if you go back to Newtonian science, states that is the way to understand all existence and so forth, with the materials and naturalist view. But we get to a point to where the math doesn't work anymore.
Right.
But we're still here. So that it shows you that takes you to a dead end.
Well, SKC, this is why you and I were having such like a back and forth. And Josh, forgive me, but you were kind of slowing down the back and forth SKC and I were having, because we're kind of moving into the multiverse at this point.
Because you're asserting shit, right?
No, Josh, you're just kind of coming into chapter 23 of the conversation.
I'll give you some assertions for the sake of like trying to get forward, right? But when
Well,
your
it's not that.
assertions are based off of other assertions that are based off of other assertions, right?
I
It's
think I
got to
think
have.
I think the existence of something like what Christians call God, because I lean more Christian than anything. I'm not going to defend any other framework but that. But
Sure.
to be fair to you, what Christians call God, you know, because God can mean anything, but I think it's a more logical assertion that God is more real than not. And your assertions ultimately exist on turtles, and that's kind of where you lose.
Well, what are you talking about? Hold up.
Turtles
See,
all the way down, Josh.
no. Because my position is I don't know, right?
And
When
that's
somebody
a
asks
turtle.
that
That's a
question,
big
where did it
fucking
come
turtle.
from? How did it originate? I'm like, okay, I don't know, right? But if you're the only person, you're claiming a win based off the concept of being the person that comes to the table and say, I've got an answer, right? That's it. It's just an assertion. I
That's
will
the
give it to you only because, as best as we can tell, we've never seen an empire exist without some kind of concept of a religion to carry on its culture and traditions.
here's the thing, Josh. You're claiming to be sort of faithless and therefore without religion, but
Oh
you've
no.
created a religion sort of unto itself, and that's kind of why it doesn't really you don't get outside of the problem by pretending to stay inside from the problem, right? Ultimately, what you're asserting is sort of a religion.
Well, no, that would be the case. Is we've never seen an empire exist without some type of core religion attached to it. It's the
Correct.
mechanism by which all culture and traditions are carried on from generation to generation. Right.
Therefore, what would you build your empire on without all the pillars of what you're calling religion?
I wouldn't know what you would because we've never seen anything else. That's like saying basically like if it wasn't this way, try to imagine something else. In which case, this way apparently works. So why fuck it? Because it ain't broken. Why change it?
Okay, then, but therefore, no matter where you go, you would effectively be creating something of a new religious scheme, no matter what.
If I had to start from scratch, fuck yes. Ideology
So it's
is.
not that you don't believe in God; you just don't believe in the current framework.
Oh no, I absolutely don't have any.
Which is why I say atheism into itself is a faith. But it's weird.
No, not
weird.
really.
It's an undefined faith. It's a faith pretending to not be faithful.
No. Absolutely not. See, I don't make the claim that there is no God. I don't make the claim that there is a God. I simply say, fuck, I don't believe in it.
Therefore,
that's the absence of faith.
It is the absence of faith is a faith unto itself. It's an anti-faith.
Huh? No, because the anti part would require the opposition to it. I'm not opposed to it. Matter of fact, I actually try my damnedest to, I guess, break it down into components and utilize it for whatever its need, right? Like
you try to organize your
utilitarian.
faith. You try to organize your faith. That's the next step.
I would give Josh some slack on it, but the problem that he comes across is within the realm of scientism, and it is what it is, man. Just as the same way that people would say, I don't know, let's say to like the Catholics or so forth, and they would say, yeah, well, so and so, what was his name, Pope Innocent III, he created the Domitian order, and they were to basically explain the unexplainable to people and to influence people to believe this and that. Okay, well, what do you think that people like Christopher Hitchens and stuff are? They're not. He's not a scientist, but at the same time, he preaches the gospel of the institution of science, well knowing that it has a great number of things that it does not publish to the public about its faults.
Oh well, Hitchens was definitely anti.
Right, so that's what I mean. It's like I would give you a great I would say room of to work with if the rule of atheism was, yeah, we just say we don't know and just leave it at that. But no, there's a large segment that says no, but we want to go on
that's
this
a
assumption
little
and this assumption and
unfair.
this assumption and then this assumption.
No, that's a little unfair because it usually boils down into these types of weird like debates, like like an example, Christianity versus secularism, right? And one will just do like what fucking Hood here did, right? He'll bring to the table, well, God must necessarily exist. Oh, really? That's a positive assertion? Now demonstrate it, right?
Okay,
That's
so
that's the
until then,
problem, right?
so then a person
Which
could until then a person could stay, in which I would give you full leeway for.
see, and I wouldn't.
But no, I would give you full leeway on.
I-
Hey, Hood, you have to put up some sort of proofs for that. The opposite of that would be, okay, well then prove to me that, let's say, the dating models that is used within scientism that says that 400,000 years ago or 4 million years ago, show me how accurate that is.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that one, right? Because there's a lot of things that are in there that are just guessed, right? That's why I kind of like appreciate the Flintstone
when
analogy.
you look under the hood of such things and you state, okay, I want to go into the papers of those, and then you start reading things like, yeah, it says that it happened at 4 million years ago that we found this this skeletal remain, and then you look into the skeletal remain, you find that, oh, it was actually just a tooth, and we were presented it as if it was like a full skeletal remain or something. No, we found a tooth. And
but that's not...
and in that it's it's actually, it could be 4 million years, but it actually also could be 4,000 years. That's the amount of error that we have in all of this. It's like, come on.
No,
if I may, I need to intervene for a moment of station business, and I want to make a quick point, and then I'm going to throw a couple of grenades in both of your laps. First off, Free Zone Lou with the 20 ball. This is good. Keep it going. Shout out to Free Zone Lou with the 20 ball. Thank you guys so much for supporting the panel. It's weird. I did not intend to get into this deep, layered philosophical discussion. I know we chased away a lot of the audience, but I refuse to stop this conversation because it's just too good. But we got to keep it going, man. We got to listen. Some you niggas need Jesus, goddammit.
Get it again. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. I come in the name of Jesus. Repeat it after me, bitch. I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit.
But shout out to Free Zone Lou. Thank you for the 20 ball. And also Cafe Es Bueno with the $2. Don't let them off the ropes, Hood. I got a question I'm going to throw at both of these people. We're going to come back to that in a second. Dick Dog with the 5 ball. Hold on, Jar. I'm going to let you respond, but let me read these real quick, and we're going to open it back up.
Okay.
Dick Thug with the 5 ball. It doesn't have to be prodigy. Different species show kin selection or symbiotic relationship. Monkeys will warn other animals of snakes, for example. He's talking about just the basic behaviors of natural life. Shout out to Dick Thug again with the $2. Who heard of the Boltzmann brain? Dick Thug. I don't know what the Boltzmann brain is. Fill me in. Are you gonna make me go Google that shit? But shout out to everybody for supporting the conversation. It's weird. We started a really heavy conversation. I did not intend to get here, but let me now throw the grenade in you two guys' lap. Trying to thread your disparate, tie your disparate threads together here. But Josh,
you're not gonna let us respond to Free. You're not gonna let us respond to the super chat.
I'm gonna stop talking in just a moment. Actually, you know what, Josh? You respond. Go ahead. Make your point.
I just want to respond to Free, right? The only reason that Free is interested is because he can learn big $2 words so he can go around and impress other people. Shout out to you, Free. Been a long time. I miss you, bro.
I knew you just had that on your chest. I'm glad you got that on.
Hey, the Keisha conversation gets repetitive, man. This is something different. I like it.
Yeah, shout out to the Chitlin Circuit, man. You got to be different, bro. It's hard to be different. Not everybody else.
Let them have it, man.
We'll talk about Keisha again tomorrow. I'm sure she's gonna do something.
Keisha is forever.
Keisha is infinite. But about this God thing. Now, Josh and SKC, I think, like I said, I want to kind of tie these threads together a little bit. Now, to Josh, I would say, I think the assumption of God is a more logical assumption than I don't know, which is a refusal to assume, to be inquisitive, to go beyond where you are. And it's almost like, I mean, not to accuse you, but I feel as though atheism is it's almost like intellectual cowardice, right? Because it's like standing on I don't know is standing on nothing. and to proudly stand on nothing is, it's just weird. I don't understand how you can proudly stand on a nothing. I get not knowing something, but it's a grander thing than like, I don't know what I feel like eating right now. Like, if you don't know what you feel like eating right now, that's one thing. If you don't know what 1 + 2 is supposed to be, that's a deeper proposition. And why it's a deeper proposition is like this, right? And this is now where I get to SKC. Not only is God a logical assumption, if you want to call it that, and this is, above Christianity. This is just an argument. God as a concept, right? Not only is God a logical assumption, but therefore assuming God, and then through observation, knowing that life itself does not need, quote unquote, love to survive. Organisms in and of themselves do not need love to survive, even though we could all accept the argument that life itself is somehow an extension of God. I would argue to SKC now, the concept and the existence of, quote unquote, love is a higher expression of being an organism of God. And this is why the SKC, I'm arguing that the God part comes later. I mean, the love part rather comes second, because God has produced all types of organism, and then God produces man, and only man has loved, and only God has commanded man to, take charge of all the organisms in, the world that he's produced. Out in there.
So you say that that humans don't need love to survive?
Biologically, no.
Okay. I'm pretty sure the whole.
Psychologically, it's different though. Psychologically, it's very different. But as a biological organism, love is not pure survival. This is why you can survive. It might make you crazy. But
so it might make you crazy.
Yeah. I'm totally not gonna just leave that back door open for you. You're gonna have to come a little bit sharper.
Okay, because I was gonna go with you with the whole Romanian orphanages thing, and what was it? The
How to Make a Black Widow super killer? Yeah, I know.
No. The nurses with the babies, and all of the touch and affection and emotional bonding that they needed in order to survive.
Well,
and how the ones that didn't have it would develop acute physical issues
if they even survived at all. Yes.
Yeah.
Familiar with it.
SKC, to kind of respond to that briefly, and to tie something that you're familiar with, let me throw another thing in your face if I could. I feel like I'm tap dancing. I'm moonwalking like a motherfucker in this conversation. I'm feeling myself. I don't know if I'm drinking too much, but I'm feeling myself right now. Let me
I might get something to drink.
Go get a drink so you can get on my level. But no, this is kind of what I'm thinking, right? If survival alone is to be, divine, then you would not need commandments from God. And the problem is, God wants you to not just survive, he wants you to thrive. And to thrive, you need to follow the commandments of God. Therefore, eat, sleep, fight, bust alone is not enough. God made organisms, and as being a part of an organism, as a physical creature, eat, sleep, fight, bust is a part of that infinite DNA programming that you were arguing with Josh about, right? However, God doesn't command you to follow the programs written into your DNA. God commands you to follow his higher callings, right? And those aren't written into your DNA. Those are something else. God's word is not just literally written into your DNA. Like the 10 Commandments, for example, are not written into your DNA. The DNA is what you need to survive as an organism, right? But as God's children, which, the bears are never called God's children. The bears, the birds, the bees are never called God's children in that way. Like no line in the Bible calls any other life form the children of God other than man. And survival itself isn't the domain of man. All right, being the child of God is the domain of man.
Hood, you just adopted the feminist argument, right? You now need to feel special as a human above all the other animals.
It's not a need. No, Josh, it's not a need. It's a reality. I am special. That's why
I agree with that one.
I am somebody.
Right. Not only, no, it's not even I am somebody. I'm the closest thing to God that this physical reality has ever known, and that's what makes me special.
Yeah, but you also don't realize this, Hood, but you kind of made the argument that love came first biologically.
No, I'm arguing love comes first spiritually because love is God, but biological organisms do not need love to exist biologically.
See that dance around right there?
Biologically,
that is why we are better than the animals. Again, the arguments are actually like they flow into each other. That is why we are better than the animals, because we are not just biological. We are the closest thing to God that biology knows. That's why we have the capacity to not only love, but to talk about love for 3.5 hours on a YouTube panel that no animal can create.
Right, but here's the thing, and this goes to what Freeman was saying, because I don't want to diminish the love thing, but the biggest difference between, and we say this all the time, the reason why we say humans are not animals is because of one thing: consciousness.
I don't say that. I don't.
No. I get you, but you know, roll with me for the conversation. That they say that's the biggest difference between humans and animals, is that humans have a consciousness. And so what I'm saying is that biologically speaking, love came first because it is a biological attachment. It's bonding. It's the protective mechanism. Then out of that, mixed with the consciousness, comes the concept of God, because the concept of God, the love predates, theologically speaking, it just predates God, the concept of God. People loved long before there was ever a concept of God. But it's as consciousness evolved that concept of God was actually created. It took thousands of years, allegedly, for that to happen.
And technically, the pre-Sanskrit Vedas, which is, I guess, grounded more in philosophy than religion, it gave birth to the Hindu religion, right? But that was really what it came down to. Mixed a lot of shit in there, but he ain't wrong here. But still, you added a whole bunch of bullshit in there, fucking Hood, right? Like you asserted a whole bunch of shit. How much am I allowed to let you? How much am I obligated to allow you to get away with?
Are you have no obligations here. You're a free white man in America. You can do as you please. The thing is, Josh, though, are you going to tell me that are you familiar with a tardigrade?
Yes, I'm familiar with a little thing that seems to survive almost in outer space, and you can't get rid of the damn thing. Yes,
are you prepared to argue that a tardigrade falls in love?
I have no idea what fucking other species do. Outside of mammals, it's about we have more comprehension in mammals than we do anything else.
Let me ask you this. Are you prepared to argue that a tardigrade has romantic love at any level?
Why are you inserting romance in there?
At any level of the existence of a tardigrade, do you think romantic love comes into it?
Why are you inserting romance?
And here's the problem. Romance. You defining love like a girl, Hood. That's what you're doing. Yes, because you keep saying romantic love.
Okay, well, you tell me what type of love needs to fit for your equation to disprove mine. Tell me what type of love that the tardigrade feels.
We don't disagree fundamentally that love doesn't exist. We actually see.
I'm saying for a fact love does not exist for a tardigrade. No tardigrade has ever made love to another tardigrade.
Oh shit!
It's built instinctively into animals. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I don't know what a tardigrade. I don't know nothing about a tardigrade. I can't.
Wait a minute. Hood is hoodwinking these people, right?
Oh Lord, Witch Doctor, what's up, man?
Stop for a minute. We do got another guest up here. Shout out to DJ Witch Doctor. He just accused me of witch doctoring, by the way. The Witch Doctor just accused me of witch doctoring. This is amazing. The Witch Doctor called me a witch doctor.
You don't love
these people.
You got it, DJ. You got it, DJ. What I don't love
that you talking about is a human-made concept, bro. You talking about love from a human perspective. You could look it up. Love is not exclusive to human beings. You know what I'm saying?
How would you say that, though? How could you say that?
Yeah, what's your proof?
You even try to say romance. DJ? Romance is some human shit, bro.
Right.
That's my point. That's my point.
And this
But
is
we
this is
made
the
it
point
up,
that
bro.
this
Like,
is
what
the
are
point
you
that I was
talking
talking about. This is the point I was talking about, Hood. The reason why I gave the debate to Wilson. This is not an argument. It's just a statement. What is your proof to what you're saying, Witch Doctor?
What is your proof to what you saying? Why do I gotta, bro? Love literally.
That's not an argument.
If you don't have proof, you would need to lead a stronger
What do
argument.
I need proof of? What do I need proof of?
You're just making a statement.
Hold on. Let me make it simple. If love is only a human concept, then you and I disagree. I mean, you and I agree firmly, right? Because SKC and I think we agree love is more human concept. Animals don't have romantic love. It's hard to even argue that animals have any sense of love as humans understand it. And the problem is, if you're going to tell me that animals are capable of love, you now have to have some proof of it. And so, DJ Witch Doctor, the question to you is, whatever your argument is, can you prove it beyond just saying it?
I can. Love
Fair
is
enough.
not love. The concept of love is something that we create. It's just like there's things that already existing, but we label them so we could better understand them. It's just like a cat don't know it's a cat. So we talking about strictly from a human perspective. We even judging superiority based on human perspectives, bro. We
Okay,
not.
so
Is there another perspective? Hold on.
And I disagree,
Hold
man.
on, everybody. Let me have this one moment with DJ, because it's I think the first time he and I actually had to have a chance to have this kind of in the squared circle moment. DJ Witch Doctor, what other perspective can a human being possibly conceive a thing from?
You could only fully perceive things from a human perspective because you're human, and even within humanity we still got different perspectives, right? But you could use like reasoning and logic and try to you're not gonna fully see it from other creatures' perspective, but you could, like, you could ponder, you could imagine. It's not gonna be concrete, but you still don't want to negate the fact that we as humans, we making up these shit, we labeling these stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. Now, as far as love goes, because this was brought up earlier.
Oh hell no! Let me
Hold
answer
on, let me,
the question.
because I'm the
Witch
host.
Doctor, you want fucking proof? Let me give you some.
I'm the host. Let me host for a minute. God damn it!
You ain't gonna jump on Witch Doctor like that shit.
I jumped on you a second ago. Let me jump on this motherfucker. Like, this is what I do. I intellectually interrogate people.
But Hood, just to
I
add
got
something
questions
before. Just to add something before you go, the love you talking about, you talking about making love, but other animals, especially mammals, they bond and rely on each other. So we could look at that shit as love, you know what I'm saying? Because they actually...
Is that love, or is that instinct that's biologically programmed into them? They have no decision making over that.
Bro, you ever heard you choose who you like, but you don't choose who you love? Love
Right,
could
but
be
you can't,
instinct too.
but you
Love
can't
could be...
apply that. You can't apply that to the animal kingdom, because animals, there's no real evidence to argument. There's no evidence to argue that animals love the way human beings love. And so when it comes to animal behavior, you can only argue that animals behave on mostly instinct.
Bro, humans behave on instinct too. There's animals that peer bond for life, bro. There's lovebirds and shit.
If humans behave on mostly instinct, then why do only humans build churches and cathedrals?
Bro,
Same
a
reason.
lot of our...
Fuck. Let me have it.
Go ahead, God. Go ahead.
Okay, so you want your an example or a demonstration of, say, what you would call romance, right? So like one example would be the male human species will pick flowers or some bullshit and give to their the female species of like, oh, I love you, oh, look at the fucking pretty flowers, fuck Valentine's Day, right? There are several species of birds that will collect stones. No other reason than pretty fucking stones to give to their mate, presented on a nest, meaning they built the house and now they decorate the fucking house.
Are you saying that's romance and not instinct?
How do you know it's not fucking romance? It's the same goddamn thing of fucking giving the flowers.
I'm telling you, bro. You're defining love like a girl, Hood. I'm telling you, bro.
I'm not. They are though. I'm not. I'm saying I'm saying that animals are behaving on a pure instinct. Only human beings have this concept of romance, like a girl that Freezone is accusing me of, right?
No, but you're assuming yes, they do. You're assuming that animals don't choose who they choose, like who they love or
produce
animals
and
have
bond with.
instincts, though. Animals have instincts, right? If that's the
Humans
case, right?
have instincts too, hood. Come
But
on.
but
we
only
have the
humans
intentions.
make only humans make these higher decisions based on like faith and
Be-
loyalty.
because because he, right because human beings have consciousness that is added
Thank
to
you.
that instinct.
So is not love a
Animals
part
have
of being conscious?
Yes.
No,
Animals have
There you
consciousness
go.
too, but
So
wait a minute.
no,
animals
it's
don't have
not.
if
No,
animals
y'all,
don't have the same consciousness that human beings have, how can you say animals have the same love that human beings have?
animals
I'm
do
not
have
saying
Okay.
it's the same love. I'm saying
free
that
zone.
What is it
it's
Free
a
then?
zone.
chemical thing. Okay,
Animals do have
love.
consciousness, bro. What are y'all
No,
talking about?
Well,
right,
no,
but
it is consciousness, but not the same.
yeah, but that's not it's not the same. But when you strip it all down, love is the instinct to bond and protect. Everything else that you're talking about, romance, marriage, symbolism, all that stuff, it's just the human upgrade aspect connected to our human consciousness.
I
That's it. But the
disagree, bro.
same,
I
same
disagree.
chemical foundation exists in animals as well.
I'm
Hold
fucking with
on,
what
hold on,
free
hold on,
zone
hold on.
said.
I think I'm
disagree with Free
disagreeing.
Zone, but
Yeah, I think I'm disagreeing because again, the instinct to bond and the instinct to protect are observable across almost the entirety of the animal kingdom. Which now you can argue that bonding and protecting are part of the survival instinct, not for the individual, but as an organism, a part of the species. Because let me ask you a question: where does the survival instinct in and of itself come from? Right, like we're programmed to
Desire.
survive, and so I'm arguing that by being programmed to survive, that builds on other programming, right? But love in and of itself isn't a program that is prerequisite to survival, and these are two totally levels. These are completely separate
is.
levels of
It is.
programming, and
It
that's
is.
why human beings have a conception of God, and animals just eat,
Hood.
sleep, fight, bust. That's why SKC, when he says eat, sleep, fight, bust, he's accusing the community of being more animalistic and less godlike.
Wait a minute, hood. Wait a minute.
I mean, where's the lie
Wait a
though? I
minute.
mean,
You gotta
again,
remember-
all bonding,
you gotta
animal
remember
instinct.
as
Hey,
humans-
I better
you
not
gotta
hear
remember as
SKC
humans, we
backpedal on
complicate
calling the
things,
hood,
right?
calling the
And
community
because-
animals. I better not.
Wait a minute. As
no.
animals, wait a minute, yeah.
No,
As
Free Zone,
animals, we complicate.
just to be
Can I-
clear.
Can I say something
I've
before
always
we
called
change
them
the topic?
animalistic.
Right. No, I got you. Go ahead, Witch Doctor.
Let me say something before we change the topic, right? Bro, humans complicate things. Love is connected to survival. You know what I'm saying? At least initially, because mammals, a lot of mammals, like we warm-blooded and we rely on each other. We come together to feel warm because it's based on our survival. Most of the social animals are mammals because we come together based on our survival. So love is love is like bonding on steroids or bonding on crack. Is still based on survival, but we just made it more complex because of what Free Zone was saying, our human consciousness. But the shit is still based on survival on some degree.
Let me blow this up for you, Witch Doctor.
Do it.
If love is connected to survival, why would animals consume their young?
All animals don't consume their young, and also
All animals
wait a
don't,
minute.
but it's a phenomenon.
Can I end? All animals don't consume their young, and plus, by the time they consuming their young, they haven't even bonded with it on that degree as yet. It's still just
Right.
a little. They ain't bonded as yet.
That's
what I'm
my
saying?
point.
But animals will give up their life to protect their youngs too. The same animals that will eat their youngs, a lot of them same species would give up their life to protect their youngs because now they bonded and they become an extension of each other. And it is survival because you look at that other thing as an extension of you. So that thing dying is
Even the
like you
bears,
dying.
even the bears.
Again, the instinct to survive and the instinct to love are completely separate. And then one of the reasons why an animal would consume its young or even its mate, like say the black widow, whatever, or sometimes even some animals will die, and the organisms, their offspring will consume the body of the decaying mother as their first meal, right? Because survival in and of itself is the point, not love. Love as a concept is only conceivable to the higher mind of humanity. Even when we're looking at dogs who look like they love us, because there's stories of like a guy died and his dog would sit on his grave forever. No, that dog's
he's about to make
instinctual
his own.
survival has
Look,
been
he's about to
imprinted
make my
upon that
point.
guy for such a degree that the dog's survival
So why
instinct
does
is
the
now
dog
tied to
love
that
humans?
guy.
So the dog love for humans is not based on survival.
It
It's not
is
looking
based
at
on
the human as
survival.
a source of
The whole
food.
connection between man and dog started out for survival, not for love. You think men love dogs, and that's why
the
we
whole
started out
concept
like
of
that?
bro,
No,
love is rooted in survival to some degree, bro. You bullshitting.
no,
Come
no,
on.
no. I'm saying that
Okay, I'm gonna
survival
change
comes
it, Hood.
first. No,
I'm gonna change it, Hood. You're
wait.
defining
Before
love
you go
like a
on, before you go on,
human,
let me
and
just
that's
say
the
this.
problem.
Before you say this to DJ Wick Doctor, my definitive point, because SKC and I were having this before you got here, and so let me just declare this again for the new audience. All I'm saying is that as a biological organism, love comes first, and it's totally. I'm sorry. Love
Survival.
comes separate. Survival comes first, right? As a biological organism, you have to survive before you can love. Therefore, the instinct to survive actually overcomes the instinct to love, and then on top of that, only human beings have like we have a deep conceptual understanding of what it means to love. Animals don't do that because animals' primary existence is totally survival. Only human beings have risen to the top of the food chain. We're so far above the food chain that we write
Incorrect.
poetry to bitches that fucks
All
the
these
money.
fucking assertions.
Animals
What
play.
I'm just saying,
Animals don't
niggas,
only.
we are
is
so
not
far
based off
outside the
of
food
survival.
chain. We write poetry to strippers, bro. That's how far away from the
The
food
Hood.
chain we
Animals
are.
Write
don't play.
poetry to strip.
Don't animals play and do shit that is not based on survival too? Come on, Hood.
What does an animal do that's not based on survival?
Animals play and do all types of random shit, especially domesticated animals. You talking about wild animals? Why don't we compare wild animals to wild humans?
That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm
doing.
saying?
Okay,
Of course,
okay,
there's
Wild
gonna be a-
animals
just
play,
real
bro.
quickly.
Wild baby animals play too, and that
Just-
play is a part
We're
of their
not comparing
development.
it to
just
domesticated
real quickly, because I
animals,
think
bro.
what Wish Doctor
No,
is trying to
domesticated
do.
animals don't count. But SKC, you got it. You got it.
I think what Wish Doctor and I would charge a lot of atheists try to do is kind of flatten the human experience as just
Oh
being
my
another
God.
animal. So if that is the case, then why do humans perform such higher on other things such as changing the environment dramatically for their offspring for generations upon generations? Why do we do things like
Because
build
humans are
cities and subways
advanced.
and make discoveries about the
All right, let me
universe and
try
so
it.
forth?
Let me answer what you're saying. Humans are animals. Humans are just an advanced
That's
animal.
just an assertion.
Maybe humans been exposed to some sort of, I don't know, extraterrestrial some shit.
God, nigga.
Maybe
God.
humans. Maybe the
Here we
human
go.
conscious.
Here we
Wait a
go.
minute, bro.
There
Can
we
I just
go.
finish? You
No,
see,
I gotta let
you're
it
trying to
let
put
it
the
finish.
tinfoil hat on me.
Let it
You ain't
finish.
even gonna let me.
Let
That's
it
crazy.
finish. Let it finish. Let it
That
finish.
is
I had to do that to you, but let it finish. Go. Okay. Humans were
But maybe humans got it because our consciousness is hyper. Like we consciously aware of being consciously aware to where we could override our animal instincts. But other animals do override their instincts too, though. It's just
No,
that
they
we
don't.
hyper do that shit, especially domestic animals. A lot of animals override their instincts, so we just
train
hyper
them
doing
to
all
do
of that
that.
shit.
We
So you
train
talking
them
about
to
like
do that.
animals
You
in
can.
a
We
circus?
do that.
Listen,
They don't
Wick
do that
Doctor.
on their own. They do that
Like
when
like
they
in a
are
circus?
interacting with humans.
And
not
then
other animals.
once
Or
it comes
animal,
to
or like
once it comes
like
to
an
human
animal
being,
could be rabid. An animal could be on some rabies to it. You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's different. Is our exposure to our society and being quote unquote civilized governs a lot of shit we do. But a lot of our society is based on our instinct, bro. A lot of our shit. You know what I'm saying?
Again,
Wick Doctor,
these
here's
are
the
just
problem. Here's the problem.
assertion, but they don't give answers to any of the questions that I just posed.
Why
Why are we
here,
doing
let
all
me
of,
give.
why are we doing
As
all
an
of this
atheist,
higher level stuff other than animals? Although we can observe animals doing the same stuff that they were doing way back in our quote unquote Bronze Age.
let me
Josh,
start with the.
hold
Let me
on,
start with the.
Josh. Josh wanted to say something. You got it, Josh.
Let me just start with the first one, right? Since I got to be the staunch atheist up here, I guess I'm the asshole
You
now.
got backup. I think you got some kind of backup now, but go for it.
Oh, okay. So, well, yeah, I got some kind, right? But so look up. Do me a favor, Hood. Pull it up on the screen. Look up human taxonomy. You just pull up the wiki, right? Because it'll be on the right hand side.
taxonomy. Okay.
We'll settle this whole fucking bullshit once and for all about the animals, right? Fucking assholes, right? We all have to get in our fifis, right? Because there's a fucking classification system of all living creatures, or at least the ones that we know about and can find, right? Just go to the wiki right there, human taxonomy. That'll work. Scroll down, look on the right-hand side. It'll be somewhere on there. It'll break down there. Exactly where is fucking Homo sapien on this classification? What is the upper tier of it called? Is it not called the animal kingdom? It's just a classification system.
We're animals. I don't disagree with the fact that
Okay,
we're
all
part of
right.
the
So then
biological
what
kingdom.
was the starting point about this whole shit of we're fucking superior, whatever bullshit?
No, nobody
I
disagrees that we're
I
part
would
of.
like to disagree with
Oh,
John.
hold on. SKC, your claim is that we are not a part of the biological animal kingdom.
That wasn't SKC that made that.
I'm asking SKC what his disagreement is. Ask SKC, are you saying that we're not a part of the biological animal kingdom?
Yes.
Okay, and what are you claiming now then?
No, all I'm stating is that this entire concept of what he fell back to is the very thing that I was telling him from the very beginning has so many holes in it.
What hole is in the classification?
Right there in the middle paragraph of what we're talking about. What does it say in blue there? Human evolution, right?
Yeah, that doesn't. You could relate all of that entire system. Human evolution came about. At least the theory of it came about.
A theory.
Long after taxonomy was already settled.
Evolution is a theory, but it's not a proven science. So that's why
Wouldn't fucking matter.
He has to have that
because that's not the claim. The claim is the taxonomy, aka the classification system. So what's wrong? What holes exist within the taxonomy?
I think where I'm standing between you and SKC is I say that we're animals, and SKC is saying you're more than animals, and Josh is saying that we're only animals, right? I'm saying we're animals plus the spirit of God. SKC is like we're only creatures of God, and Josh is saying that we're only just animals.
Yeah, that actually pretty good summary right there.
Basically, just to I would say hit at the base of your argument, Josh. What you're stating is as humans, we made this this taxonomy classification. What could possibly be wrong with it?
No. The argument
as if the classification
that's not the argument. The argument is a classification.
It's like, what are you talking about?
That's not the argument. The argument is the classification is used. When we say an animal, we're not talking about plants, are we?
Who created
Josh, this dude is being hard-headed on purpose.
No. He's fine. He's fine, right? Because he wants to argue he wants to argue from his
I'm gonna hear you out, but I need you to have a
system. It doesn't feel right.
I mean, no, but it's not about a feel. That's the thing, Josh.
Sure,
I need you to have if we don't have, hold on, wait a minute, SKC. If neither one of us can point to an observable fact, like a link or something we can pull up really quickly, fine, I accept that. But now, in the place of actual objective facts, you need a better argument. And I'm asking you guys to present your argument of cosmology effectively.
Cosmology of
the world, like why are we us, bro? Like, because our argument hinges on something outside of the universe, the divine. Your argument hinges on I don't know what yet.
I got a theory, right? But I don't. It's just something that that sit with me, and I never came across nothing that swayed me away from this shit, right? But I think, right, and I didn't come up with this. This is from a bunch of different shit, Gnosticism, whatever, metaphysics, occult science, whatever. It's from different shit that I different information that I took in, right? I think that God is one thing. Like we all, I think is one thing, having infinite experiences.
So you're not exactly an atheist, okay?
Oh, I'm not an atheist. I'm more of a agnostic. But I just don't. I think humans use religion to attempt to understand God, and we humanize God by giving God hands. The hands are God. Oh, he said to do this. God don't even got vocal cords and shit. You know what I'm saying? I think That is because we see ourselves as the highest on the food chain. We assume that God is something like a human, you know what I'm saying? But I think God is more like let's say like a mind, you know what I'm saying? And it's different parts of the mind. Is the unconscious infinite part of the mind of infinite potential, is the conscious part of the mind, the shit that we aware of, and then is the subconscious part, you know what I'm saying? Is like
Well,
it's stuff
let me ask you this then. Let me ask
Go
you
ahead.
this. If God is not something like a human, then are you arguing that the human mind and the human consciousness is completely separate from the mind and the consciousness of God? Because our
No,
mind
I'm
would
not.
be
The
like God
opposite.
if our mind is connected to God, and therefore we must be something like God if
Oh,
our mind is connected to God,
We
right?
are. We are. I'm saying the
So
opposite. We
how
are.
can you say
Wait a
that?
minute, but let me expound. We are, but the thing is, we not exclusive with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Animal
Okay.
mind is a part of the animal, is a part of the mind of God.
Okay.
Plant consciousness is a part of God consciousness. You know what I'm saying? The insect, everything is a part of God. Everything is God having a ant experience, a
Well,
tree
now the
experience.
next question is this then.
Mm.
If only human beings have expressed any concept of the knowledge of God, because like trees don't tell you that they know God, bears don't tell you that they know
But why
God,
do
you
they
know, the
have to tell
fish,
you that shit?
they don't have to. I'm just
They
making an
don't have a
observation.
language.
Here's my point. If they don't have any ability to express in a consciousness awareness of God, then human beings being the only expression of God that can actually express God, would that not make us a higher expression of God compared to
No.
the trees, the breeze, the animals?
No, it
How
will not.
not?
Everything expresses God.
But we express it more by simply existing and
no,
being
we
able
just,
by,
bro,
by
human,
professing the name of the Lord. Do we not exist at a higher level than the trees and the birds and the bees?
So what about
Absolutely
when a
not.
rooster? How could you say, Josh? How could he say when a rooster crowing? How you know that's not praising God? You know what I'm saying? The
Because
thing
it's not.
is no, bro.
It's
Is no
nature, not his
practical
We don't
divine
know,
reason.
but I'm
law.
fixing to call him
Right. How do you know that the
feebly
new
weak. Right here. Here's where it works. Right. So
Mm.
humans are so egotistical, maniacal,
Facts.
fucking horrible creatures that they actually have to create a god to be able to fucking just not feel alone in their own fucking head.
All right,
Whereas all of the
so
other
why
animals are
so
so
why
fucking
so why don't
superior,
why don't the
they
other
don't need
animals
all the
have the
extra
ability to do
bullshit
that?
just to fucking make it
Why
through a
do they
day.
need to do
Josh,
that? The
why
other
is
animals have
why
ability that we
hold
don't
on.
have.
For Josh and DJ Witch Doctor, why is mankind the only living organism that we know of that has to have a religion? Because
Because they're
every
fundamentally.
group of people ever had a religion of some type, and it
I'm
appears
just
to
going
be
to
a
throw this
part of
one in
what
there
we are.
because they're
Why is it that we're
fundamentally
the only
weak.
organism that has to
Yeah,
have a religion?
because they're fundamentally, I'm sorry, fundamentally mentally weak and need something outside of themselves just to fucking be able to live
We're
inside of their
mentally
own damn
weaker
head.
than dogs. We're
So
mentally
that
weaker than
it
cats,
seems
bro.
that
Yes.
to
Yes.
your argument there, Josh, it seems as though what you're stating is that according to your model, over the millions and millions of years, they actually regressed.
Yeah, that might, this is what, yeah, that's the argument I think I'm going to make,
So
right?
you're
Yeah,
actually stating that mentally they went against survival of the fittest.
probably.
But that goes against your entire model, though.
No, that would be the thing is they're just basically in a constant state of regress.
No,
They're
the
constant state of regress.
model says that it gets rid of behaviors and also other physical pieces that hurt its survival.
Well, no. It didn't.
SKC, real quick. You know what's hilarious, SKC? You and I were only disagreeing before the atheists and the agnostics showed up.
Yeah, so
now I gotta have it back, bro. We back to back. This is a crusade, bro.
Yeah, so I'm wondering how do you explain this? Because on one end you're saying that the science says
Yeah, because ideologies can't be killed.
we proceed from simple
no,
to complex, but
it's
then
real
you're
simple.
stating mentally
It's real
they went
simple.
from complex
No,
to
it's real
to simple.
It's not needed to be complex. It's real simple because an ideology cannot be destroyed. It might be able to be modified quite a bit, right? But can never be wholeheartedly destroyed.
Well, why would they formulate an ideology that would
Motivation and manipulation.
That would
Wait a
work
minute.
against their
Motivation and manipulation.
Humans formulate ideologies and all of that and all stuff like that to have culture and society. That's just some shit
but that
we
would go
do.
against their fitness.
What do you mean?
That's my argument.
If you're arguing from a purely biological standpoint, then almost everything that people do would have to exist because it's biologically advantageous. However, the concept of religion, or even the concept of love and romance, as we were talking about earlier, and the idea that men will sacrifice, or even sometimes a woman will sacrifice her biological or her social existence for love or for romance or for religion, even, it goes against the biological imperative. So therefore, because human beings have the capacity to love or the capacity to construct religion, it means we have a higher biological capacity, a higher spiritual even capacity. We have a spiritual capacity that the rest of the animal kingdom does not have.
Or a fundamental weakness to survive.
I think we gotta. That's
well,
what it
but
is.
if that's true, Josh, then why do we dominate everything? Like we don't. Understand what the Chinese eat, bro. They eat anything. Don't tell me they don't
we
dominate all the other
absolutely
organisms.
do not dominate. I'll give you a couple of species, right?
Name
so, like ants themselves,
Name
ants
a creature
themselves
we
are no
can't
longer
kill, Josh.
even. No, ants
Nah, you're
themselves
moving the
are no
goalpost.
longer measured by population, but
But we
basically
can
in
kill them
pounds
if
per
we
human.
wanted to, though. If we wanted to, we could eradicate almost any species.
Not without
but look at this.
eradicating yourself.
Exactly.
That's the problem, though.
Josh,
Josh,
that's what they. That's
we
what.
could
No,
if we
we can't.
wanted to.
No, we
But
can't.
not
We
without fucking
cannot, bro.
eradicating yourself.
No.
Humans is one of the only things. If you remove human from the
no
ecosystem,
ant
bro.
colony could collapse the global ecosystem, right?
If humans cease to exist, would ants cease to exist?
No.
However, on the flip side, if ants cease to exist, would humans
No,
cease to exist?
Yes,
Well, let me
humans
throw
would
this at
speak
you,
to
Josh. Let me
it.
throw this at you,
Josh.
Josh,
We're
could an
the
ant
on- we're the
conceive of a
only
nuclear
creature-
bomb?
We're the only being on this planet that could actually destroy this planet.
No, we're the only.
That's not
and look at this.
necessarily true.
That's
Actually,
not true.
Okay.
And we
Now you
the
have to
only.
prove
Can
that.
I say
Now you
this
have to
one thing? We the
With
only
facts,
species on the planet that if we remove us from the planet would actually flourish.
True.
Like
But
we're the
that
only ones that actively killing the planet. Nobody's
That doesn't-
consciously actively doing that shit.
that doesn't disprove your claim, nor does it disprove our claim. But what we're saying that disproves your claim is that human beings, for whatever reason, are uniquely capable of not only destroying this planet, but theoretically other planets too. No
That'd be
ant
true.
colony could do that. No ant
What-
colony
what-
could
once you got to
even
other
wanting
planets.
to do that. Like, hold on, why would an ant even think about wanting to blow up Saturn?
Because the ant is no, it wouldn't think
It
about it.
wouldn't. That's my
All right.
point.
It can,
But
it
Yeah,
can't
but
even-
that's the
it
thing,
can't
right?
even conceive
hold
doing
on,
such a thing.
Josh, and Witch Doctor. Let me tie this together before anybody else jumps in. What SKC and I are postulating to you two is that human beings exist on a threshold that is so far away from ants and other animals, and yet so closer to whatever the divine is, that we're just something different.
Yeah. Just different means nothing.
We're
I
so
think human-
close to God. We're just
Well,
mesurably better enough to.
I don't
Yeah,
think
that's just
human-
that's just
God.
being asserted, right?
This is
Because-
why.
I don't-
This is why religion almost treats man as effectively God's representative on earth. This is why God commands man to take charge over the earth.
It's also the same thing that teaches man that they are gods. It's all basically
It's
ego
not
driven.
that far apart.
It's all
not
basically
that far away. Like man
But-
is not
true,
God,
true.
but man is God's representative. Like
Right.
like my son is not
Ju-
me, but
ju-
my son represents me everywhere he goes, and this is why I train him
still doesn't-
uprightly so he represents me well.
Still doesn't matter because in the grand scheme of it,
God
right?
over these animals.
If we're taking
We can make a
logos
horse
and
deal
we're applying
cards.
it,
It's just a matter of voltage.
yeah, if we're talking about the concept of a logos must exist, right? The problem is that now makes the humans the most fucking weakest creatures on the face of the earth because it relies.
Josh,
Its fundamental existence relies on that concept. And
Right,
without
right.
that, it
let me
ceases to
Spider-Man. Let me
exist.
Spider-Man my way out of that, Josh. With great power comes great weakness.
Fucking what?
I don't know where this.
I
nigga's
mean,
smoking,
your
bro.
argument on this one, Josh, is kind of ridiculous. It's like saying the Earth is just it just relegated to nothingness because
No, because his claim
it depends on the sun. If it wasn't for the sun, the Earth could not exist. Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that the sun is that the Earth is a very special planet.
No, his
in our
claim is
solar
that
system.
his claim is that human superior or human consciousness. I know we're talking about levels right here. He's laying claim that consciousness is the superior aspect.
Yes,
and I'm
humans are
taking the
superior to
I'm
animals.
taking, to be fair, for the fun of it, taking the opposing position of no, that's the weakness.
Right, but it's not founded on anything because in reality,
Sure, it's the only species that needs it.
Okay, this is my argument to you. You're stating humans are weak compared to animals. You're saying that their consciousness, that their ability to
all of the fundamental ideologies that we have.
You're stating that's a
dependency.
weakness. You're stating that's a weakness, and what Hood and I are saying on opposite end is okay. I show you weakness when I go to the zoo and I see those animals in cages.
Huh?
Man, I don't even know what y'all talking about, bro.
Yeah, because we have the capacity to put those animals in cages to show our children, but you're saying that we're not above them.
It just means that you have the ability to basically monopolize force in this case, right?
Yes.
But it doesn't say. But that's not the point. That's not the argument I'm making. I'm making the argument that mentally speaking, the human species would be weaker than any other species on existence. It's an inherent flaw to the system.
We're not weaker. What you call weakness gives.
Okay. If it is the case,
what you call weakness gives breast to the
right.
breast to the very science that you hold dear.
No. I don't hold dear. Hold up. Don't go that far. The concept of, like, remember when you talked about the Romanian babies?
This panel and disrespect science, Josh. How you gonna be on this white man's internet and disrespect the white man's internet? This is retarded. Why not?
No.
Because like the very science that we're using to stand on everything we're doing right now is what SKC is talking about. Like it's funny that you would just
his argument was based off of whoever's argument was based off like the concept of the Romanian babies, the fucking kids that couldn't survive based off of they couldn't feel the emotional touch and all this other bullshit, right? They couldn't survive, right? This is his argument was that, well, we're so superior that we need all of this extra the emotional bullshit of love and all this other crap. Whereas most other species don't need that. That is a weakness.
Argument.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Can I say this? I understand what Josh is saying. He's saying the strength is rooted in weakness, in a necessity to be strong. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody who's already strong. Let's say you are an athlete and we got
need to be strong is weak. Oh my God.
Let's say we got a box tomorrow and I had to go in the gym and practice, but you naturally an athlete, you stronger than me. My weakness made me have to go and try to be stronger because I'm innately weaker. But you are already an athlete, so you didn't have to go and train. So he's saying that the human need to dominate and do all of that shit comes from a weakness. It's rooted in us being weaker. So we had to, why I think we become 18 and then become adults. Whereas
I know what he's trying to say, but it's like we are physically weaker than our prey.
Yeah, but my claim isn't based on physics.
Predators. We're physically weaker than our predators.
My claim is not based on my claim is not based on physics. I'll give it this one. If you take hope, the idea of hope, the concept, and you void it out on a human, does that human not fucking turn suicidal within 30 days, according to psychology?
More or less, yeah.
Oh, okay. So that hope, does the bear need hope? Does the bee need hope? We need hope.
Right.
Thus, it's created an ideology of dependency.
You're making our argument now, Josh.
Josh, you're absolutely right. And this is the question that I have for you. Then would you like to trade positions in any kind of animal, in all the animal kingdom? Would you trade positions
like a lion or tiger or shark? Yes.
Yes, that's what you're stating.
I would, yeah.
You would give up all of the abilities of human life in order to be an animal.
Yeah, because couldn't I go out into the ocean and fuck whenever I wanted?
So that's the end of discussion. You shouldn't be having this discussion with us.
Yeah, then. Could I not go out in the ocean? Like if I adopted?
This is how you
Josh,
listen to Absurdium.
Josh,
Hold up.
if I gave you the
Hold
chance
up. No,
to be
no.
a
I can
monkey for a
demonstrate
day,
it.
would you be a monkey for a day?
I can demonstrate it. If it's the case that I can become a shark, right?
We'll wait.
If I can become a shark, go out in the ocean and fuck all the other female sharks all day long, as much as I guess apparently
The
desire,
fact
whatever
that
the hell
you
that
even
is.
want to have shark sex, bro. The fact that you
Hold
even
up.
want to have
hold on. I
shark
don't
pussy is
co-sign the
crazy.
shark.
No. There's a second part to this, you motherfuckers.
The
There's a
fact that he
second part to
started out
this,
with
right?
shark pussy,
If given the choice,
no, I'm
if
not gonna
given
let
the
you get away
choice
with
between
it. No,
going out to the
fact that
ocean
you
and
started with
fucking all the
shark
sharks
pussy
that I
needs to be
wanted, right?
examined.
Or
No,
staying
Josh.
here
No,
and
Josh.
having to argue.
No, I'm dropping you down for a minute, Josh, because we gotta stop. We gotta stop and talk. Why did this?
But I don't co-sign it. I don't co-sign the shark pussy. I don't co-sign the shark pussy.
Like, no, listen, which doctor you can dodge that?
Nah, we didn't come in the same Uber. I
He
clearly
was like,
came up after
he was
Josh.
like, if I got to be a shark,
I mean, we had shark do to do. I mean, what happened?
So
That's a clip. That's a clip.
Now, Hood,
I'm gonna let this nigga just keep going. Like,
Oh,
he
man.
immediately
Now, Hood,
was
I
shark
don't
pussy.
You,
I don't want
Scooby-Doo.
to see this.
I want
I
to
don't
like
wanna-
You see
you.
what happens when a nigga get the spirit of simping, bro? I said
I don't
that
want to
I
see
want to
this.
walk
Search
like
history.
the
you.
spirit of
Talk like
simping is
you.
evil, bro. That shit will take you to places you do not want to be. Next thing you know, you out here simping for shark pussy, bro. Josh, I'm gonna bring you back up in a minute.
Yo,
but
we
the
were
church
just
had to
talking
take
about
a
the
moment.
sharks doing the do, though. I mean, he was just talking about the sharks doing the do. That's it.
The church gonna pray for Josh, bro. The church
Hood,
gonna pray for Josh.
man, I'm taking that as a W. I'm sorry. It's like
You got that,
when
bro.
I
Me
can
and you
argue
both. Me and
somebody
you
to the
both,
point
bro.
of
Nah,
saying
that's not
that they
no
prefer
W. What the?
to be in the ocean trying to chase
Come on, bro.
sharks.
What's
For
that?
food.
What kind of cheap wins? What kind of cheap wins this nigga looking
Think
for? He
about the
looking for a
second part of that, right? You have the option of going out and fucking banging all the sharks you want, or
Come on,
the
Josh,
option is I can stay
Josh,
here
come
and
on,
be
know when to
human
fold 'em.
and beg and plead with Keisha, please give me some pussy on the
Oh,
internet.
God.
Hey, so would that make Jaws a slip, though? Hey, would that make
Keisha,
Jaws a
you
slip?
know I love you. He want that shark pussy. This nigga crazy and I'm not going. Listen. If it's between Keisha and shark pussy, bro, I'm going. I'm sorry, bro. Keisha got me. Keisha got me, bro. If it's between Keisha, if those are my options, bro, I'm gonna get me a big fat Keisha with another nigga kids, and we just gonna live on welfare forever. Cause this shark pussy out there, and I'm not going. I'm not going. And be like, I'm be with my fat bitch, like, yo, bro, these shark pussy niggas crazy. I don't know why they be acting like that.
Bracy was
You know
right.
what? Nobody go ahead and
Bracy
let
was
that shit,
absolutely
niggas, bro.
fundamentally right. The black
Hey.
woman is God now.
These
I'm
red
about to
pill
go ahead and
shark
flip that
pussy
Jaws
niggas, bro, I can't go.
into a beat
This
now.
nigga shark pussy red pill, bro. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, bro. I can't.
Hey,
This nigga
hey,
just tried to
Hood,
build it.
Hood. When Josh goes to the beach, he has very different thoughts than us.
Nah, don't do that.
Oh, yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God. I
Josh
can't
was going to
believe
Ocean
what we
causes
just stumbled
Sharknado.
into, man.
Oh man,
Hey,
I'm
Josh
at the
was going
beach.
to Ocean
I'm at the
causes
beach
Sharknado.
looking at the stars, complimenting, thinking about life, contemplating existence. He's thinking about shark pool.
You know what's so
You want
funny,
to call it Sharknado, bro?
Josh, you don't know this, but somebody asked me that exact question not too long ago, and I refused to bite. I said, what other animal would I want to be, bro? I'm not going to be no other animal. Do you know how animals live? I'm not trying to be no other animal because I wasn't going to have nobody accuse me of wanting aardvark pussy or some shit like that, bro. I'm not, nah. See, this, you open
I'm not
yourself
running
up
from
to
this
that,
shit.
bro.
I'm not running from this shit. That's how
God damn it.
fundamentally.
You're swimming from it.
This is how fundamentally this actually demonstrates the weakness of humans. You would fundamentally bow down to Keisha's pussy, base your entire life, your gods, your everything else about it, as opposed to be something else.
This is why the black manosphere had to split from the white manosphere. It had nothing to do with race, bro. It had nothing to do with race, bro. I swear to God.
I'm in love with a shark
I want every one of
girl.
you to go. I want every one of you to contact Sean Bracy and let him know he was right. Black woman was God.
Hey,
BGS and the niggas bullshit, bro. It wasn't. It had nothing to do with race, bro. I figured it out, bro. This is why you gotta talk to white guys, bro. This had nothing to do with race, man.
Want to be masculine showing, but bend over bandits.
Do you see where the red pill can lead to?
God damn. God
that's
damn.
some purple pill shit that Geechee was talking about on that little clip. You know, that was some purple pill shit. You know what I'm saying? So damn, man, this is some good argument. Moving from metaphysics to Sharknado and Sharks doing the do with Josh.
Bro, this nigga Josh, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was the rational shark right there. Instead of rational male, that's the rational shark.
If you ain't getting this shark poon, you weak. You weak.
He says you weak though. I don't even know how to talk to a nigga no more, man. Bro, this is wild.
Yeah, I'm good on that. I don't want to have to pay shark. I don't want to have to pay shark support, man. I don't. I don't. Sitting in front of that shark judge.
It's the same.
Nah, man, I'm good.
It's the same.
I'm good, bro. I don't want to pay Sharkamoni, any of that stuff, man. No, I'm good.
You got a super chat, bro.
Oh man, hold on. I had a couple of them, bro. Oh god, this just took my eyes hurt, man.
I just Josh is not helping.
Hey, Dick Duck, you ain't shit. Eat, sleep, like bus.
Yeah, eat, sleep, shark, bus, man. That's crazy.
I had a couple of super chats. I didn't even get to this thing. Yo, we had a lot to go through, man. Let me take a break in this whole thing. This thing, Josh, man, wow. See, you can't say that type. I wonder how that would play in a white audience. Like, I feel like white people would equally be shocked, but they would just have different.
I don't think so. I don't think they would be shocked. It wouldn't even be a joke thing.
How do you want to do white people that dirty, man? I don't think all the white folks want shark.
Are you serious, man?
We talked about hippies,
right?
Man.
Hey, Hood, we talked about hippies. This is the particular conversation they have.
Like, look, most furries are white people, but most white people are not furries. That's the kind of argument I'm making. You know what I'm saying? Like, most shark niggas are white niggas, but most white niggas aren't shark niggas. You know what I'm saying? Josh is a different kind of guy. So shout out to Imperius with the $2, man. He said, let's talk about Hood simping to keep me off the panel. Which doctor? He's talking about your panel, actually. I warned who was it? I warned Drip Nation. I warned Drip weeks ago. Imperius took the link and he asked me about Josh, and I had to say, bro, it's not gonna go well. So, and I didn't even get into it. I didn't shit on him or not. I just said it's not gonna go well. And DJ, if you would have asked me, I think you did ask me, but if you'd have asked me, I'd have told you.
Hood, being who you be, bro, and you saying not let him up, and you the white whisperer, I'm like, nah, I can't let him up, man. If Hood is not fucking with him, I can't do that shit because it means he's dangerous. Because Hood is the white whisperer.
I respect that. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Man. You don't even know, bro. Like I put in work to learn the white people's like.
To be fair, that is not how that played out. Imperius. No, Hood wasn't fucking simping to keep anybody off panel.
No, you wasn't on that panel. That was a different panel, Josh.
The one where Imperius got thrown off and banned from Drip's panel.
Listen, I swear to God, I had no idea Imperius was about to come up. He just let him up. There was a previous time where Drip asked me, and I told him, no, it's not going to go well. And we just left it at that. He took me at my word, and we just kept it pushing. This time around, when you were up there a couple days ago, it wasn't like that.
I was there, and I was there when Imperius got banned for dropping the N-word. You stupid motherfucker! You deserved your fucking ban. I told you about that bullshit. You can't talk any kind of way to anybody you want to.
See, it's like this is the thing. Like when you come to my show, I'm gonna give you a little bit more leeway. Like I've kicked Imperius off. Not because he used the N-word, because he was just being a belligerent ass. Like, it sounded like he was on a coke binge or some shit like that. He was just, like, doing too much. It wasn't even because he just dropped the N-bomb. But that being said, I know when I go to other people's channels, they're not going to have the same, like, leeway I'm going to give certain people. And so when you ask me that shit, I'm like, nah, bro, don't. It's not the party you want to have, right? I might have that type of party once a week because niggas pay for that shit, but we're not gonna have that party at your house. I know you don't party like that.
Yeah, we like to fuck up your couch, Hood. I mean, we like coming in your refrigerator, drink up all the high C juice or Sunny D, whatever you got up in there, fuck up the couch, smoke all the blunts, do some real Chicago ratchet shit. You know how we do it.
Hey, shout out to the Saturday Race War, bro. We get into it every now and then. Shout out to Cafe as Bueno with the 2-ball. This shit is good. Continue. Yeah, we were actually having a really, really dope metaphysical conversation. And shout out to you, DJ Witch Doctor. I appreciate you pulling up for the metaphysics of it all. Carmen with the 199. This is just getting more and more fun. Yeah, it really was. Imperious again with the 2-ball. DJ Witch and Hood can't dome each other. Oh, DJ Witch and Hood dome each other. They scared of me. I know, Imperious. You feel some type of way. Listen, sometime I gotta tell the white man, no, bro, this shit ain't back in the day, man. You just got to take that on the chin.
And they
bro.
always go back to their so-called, with the Greeks and the Romans. We know for their so-called civilization. They are really known for their so-called bent overness towards each other. You know, they always resort to so-called bent over jokes and everything. So I mean, it is what it is. The dome.
Well, it was a pretty deep philosophical conversation until Josh jumped the shark.
Hey, shout out to sir, how you know? How you know shark pussy bad till you've tried it?
Yeah, you might as well lean into it. You might as well lean in, bro.
Hey man, if you do this to sharks, I would hate to see what you do to Flipper, bro. You know what I'm saying? The dogs gotta be protected.
Oh, you gotta watch Flipper. Flippers are racist.
Dolphins
Those porpoises are bad.
Yeah, man. Hey, I got a clip coming. I got a clip coming soon of a white dude cuddling with a lobster.
Say what?
Just, yeah, man. They do that kind of shit, man. He might have been drunk. I don't know, but they was cuddling.
This motherfucker's attached 50 waves of gray. I'm fucking dying here.
50 waves of gray.
Yeah, y'all crazy, man. Shout out to Dick Dog with the
Oh, man.
Do swans stay together longer than humans? You know, we were talking about, the animal kingdom. The fact that you don't need love as a human concept just for the pure mechanism of survival. I don't know how you kind of defeat that simple argument, but y'all were trying. I don't stand. I stand by everything I said. God damn it! I'm trying to get through these super chats.
Did
Hold on.
anybody make the argument though that it was a pure necessity, or like it was just purely
You
needed?
guys were coming from that argument.
No, we argued that they were one and the same.
No, love and survival are separate. They're not.
No, survivalism and love would be the same. That was our argument.
They're not though. That's the point.
How many? Now we going back to the original. What's the name? What is marriage? I mean, do these women deserve marriage? Don't women say that they only get with men that can financially keep them stable, keep them secure, and all that good stuff?
They don't need men to survive.
No, they do it for survival aspect after 40, after they hit the glass ceiling and their careers.
That's not survival, bro. That's like,
survival,
I mean, some of them do. Yeah, because some of them can't make, they out of work. They're not making the money. Right. That's a different thing. But what a lot of these women are asking for is more like companionship, not like pure survival.
Oh, companionship is part of survival because again, these chicks need somebody to go ahead and be a listening ear.
I think you're talking about the quality of the survival. I think you're talking about
right, because physically you can eat and pay your rent and your insurance and all that, but mentally they don't want to be weird old bitches. They want to have a man to keep them stable.
And remember, as humans, as right, I was good. Yeah.
They need somebody to go ahead and be, I guess, make miserable. They need somebody to agitate.
And social creatures use isolation as punishment. That's why wolves kick you out of the pack. You get isolated as punishment. So being alone is kind of punishment for some people. You know what I mean?
Facts, right? But it's not so much that you'll physically not survive. Now, socially, you might dwindle, and then physically you'll fall apart too. But it's not the same thing. Now, Dick Dug with the $10. Primates are programmed to serve the dominant male. God could be that vestigial part of the brain that was used to serve the alpha ape. That's why he is male at the top and stronger. Shout out to Dick Dug with
not
that.
Not all primates.
Most primates, I think, follow that. But
what about bonobos?
Yeah, I know you were gonna bonobo your way out of this shit. God damn it! God damn it! You didn't make us one episode of National Geographic, and now you gotta answer for everything.
If we had more time, we could have found more.
Using bonobo as a verb was wild, bro.
It was, bro. They bonoboed the hell out of that conversation.
You know who usually brings up bonobos, though, huh?
Who's that?
Communist.
Yep.
I absolutely gotta hear Hood read this one. Go ahead, Hood.
Shout out to Cafe Bueno with the $2. Shout out to Shark Cooter. Shark cooter is the only cooter for my man over here. Josh, you put me on the shark cooter. Listen, I'm scared to try it, but I'm gonna take your word on it. Shark cooter is the best cooter that ever cootered. Josh told me that.
Yeah, y'all. You know what? I might be racist, but y'all are speciesist.
Wow. Fair enough. God damn it. We all have our thing.
Yeah, I'll be
Josh said that shark cooters always win.
Always. Don't get me.
I'm going to hell now.
Party Bits with the 199. Shout out to all the good shushy in the ocean right now.
Shushy.
Oh no, I'm so dead.
Not shushy.
Caught up to the sharks, bro. Oh wow, not the shushy. That's crazy. These niggas, you see, Josh, bro. I hope you're not as flexible as other niggas.
Want to be masculine showing, but bend over bandits.
You gotta be real flexible to fuck a shark, though. I think now that I think about it, like
you trying to say? Wait a minute.
Bend over.
This is going over my head. Are you trying to say Sharon is flexible? What
yeah. You listen, DJ. You were there. You pulled up.
I was not there. I was not there.
No, you were there because it was on your show where you pulled up the clips of him on another show. You weren't there for the live, but I brought it up and you pulled the clips of him being extra flexible. And now that I think about it, you got to be a flexible nigga to like fuck with a shark. Is all I'm saying.
I mean, maybe he does yoga. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
yeah, he did. Like let's do the yoga before. Josh probably do yoga too.
With a whole bunch of niggas on the panel. Come on, bro.
Damn, that
is
wild.
Literally grabbing his ankles. He was literally grabbing his ankles.
Did.
No way he was not.
I showed this shit. I showed it. You played it on your show, but I showed it though. Like it was terrible. It was all terrible. But we go.
Hey Josh, are there any sharks that aren't thick?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think they're all thick, ain't they?
I feel like Josh ruining the show.
But that ass though.
You see, this show is gone. But
this is terrible. It is terrible. We're gonna get a call from PETA and then sharks do not.
No, after that intellectual exercise, it was good to end off with some comedy. That it was perfect.
I know, right? I know. People might have thought we were serious individuals up here.
Oh, wait. You thought I was joking? Because they have like that shark furry shit. Read the super chat.
I know.
And come to think of it, Hood was there. I think Hood was there when the young man was stretching. You know what I'm saying?
I was there. No, I was. That's how I knew about it. That's why I told you about it.
The cultivators of the museum have admitted that the bones are not.
What
any museum that there's hold on, statement first, Pete.
This is how you get ready to catch a shark, bro.
That there's alleged bones in, bro. They are not actually bones. They are actually a plastic that you know what I mean that they put together. And the plastic that they put together is supposed to
how the fuck are they holding a straight face
be
with
a
it?
facsimile or a carbon copy of what the actual bones were supposed to be. And I think that is rather ironic. I think that is rather interesting.
He's grabbing his ankles.
That the same people that taught us about an Easter bunny.
I told you, bro.
The same people that taught us about Santa Claus. The same people that do revisionist history are telling us about some Tyrannosaurus Rex or Stegosaurus or Allosaurus or Triceratops.
Why y'all niggas talking about bones and shit?
I'm just saying.
That was the funny. We were talking about dinosaur bones, bro. It was so crazy.
I would.
You got one nigga doing yoga.
People here way more than I would believe that there were
dinosaurs.
Okay, first of all, those are not the same people that told you about the Easter bunny. The people that are telling you about the dinosaurs are scientists and people, respectable people, but whatever.
Like, I don't think anybody really noticed it right away because, you know, sometimes you be on a panel, you're not really watching the screen the whole time. And so, like, it just kind of happened. And then once people kind of called, and I was the first person to be like, hey, bro, you got to drop this shit, bro. You can't. Like, we don't need to be around this. I had to be the one.
Hood, you was uncomfortable.
I was, bro, and I had to say it, bro. Niggas be polite, and I'm not trying to be polite no more, bro.
So why ain't my super chats good enough to read, dickhead?
Motherfucker, I was getting through them, and then we keep getting distracted by shark pussy and shissy and shit like that, bro. It's taking me a while. Like, I've never had to deal with shark pussy before, bro. This shit's kind of difficult to get through. Hold on a minute. God damn, bro.
Wet ass shark
I don't even know if I should pause or not. Like, that's how weird this whole show done got, man. You just gonna have to bear with me, bro.
Hey, wouldn't it be called Wasp now instead of WAP? You know what I'm saying? Like Cardi
I want
B
a
and,
refund, man. My
Hold
comment.
on.
I want a refund. My comment is past its fucking funny point at this point.
I don't even know if I got to wait, Snowman.
Yeah, you put it up there and then you didn't read it, asshole.
I did. I totally skipped it. Not only does Josh run a ladyboy farm, but now he wants to breed with sharks. That's crazy as Fed talk, bro. Hold on. Hold on. This keeps getting the layers. The layers are too thick, bro. There's too many layers to this. So, ladyboy farm.
Yeah. So Snowman knows about my my side business in Thailand.
Josh,
you what?
I know you're an atheist, so you're not quite a member of the church, but we're lighting the cross on fire just for you.
Are we about to witness white on white crime violence right now?
Josh, what the hell?
I can't deny it. What Snowman says is he's very well aware of my side gig in Thailand.
That's the place to do some shit
Lord.
like that.
Oh Lord,
I know, Jesus.
Where else would you have a ladyboy farm? Thailand.
You know, Josh, I gotta tell you though,
I'm
at
getting
least 40% of the things that black people say about white people are kind of true, bro. Y'all weird as fuck. I can't even.
We don't argue against it.
I'm not white. I am not white. I am
Look,
not
the Snowman then dropped his flag. God damn, this is a crazy thing.
I am Irish. I am not white. I am Irish.
We don't want to be white with you no more. You fucking weirdo. God damn it. Oh man, Josh. No man.
Hey,
you know what?
I know how to clear them out. Right?
Thank you for pointing that out. I did totally kind of like. I don't know what happened.
That would be a wasp.
Josh distracted me with shark talk. Like we all kind of lost the plot after that. I won't deny it. It got crazy after that, but my bad. All right, you got my apology. Damn, you just revealed something really weird. Josh, I don't know why the Hebrew Israelites talk to you.
I don't either. I've been trying to figure it out my damn self.
I mean, he's fun. I mean, he's funny. I mean, shoot.
Nah, I ain't gonna hold you. I think Josh uses Hebrew Israelites for clout, and they use Josh to reaffirm certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Like on some confirmation bias shit. You know, it's mutual usury. It's mutual usury.
Witch doctor, I call that. I use different terms, but I got right to the heart of it, and I think that's pretty much it. Yes.
That is called a symbiotic relationship.
Right.
He likes to scare the Negroes, and the Negroes like to be scared, bro.
Are you really?
He reaffirms the white man is the boogeyman to the Hebrew Israelites.
Yes.
This motherfucker's really up here trying to compare himself to Venom.
Damn.
I said Venom. Man. Yeah. Yeah, symbiotic.
Nah. No, Josh.
Well, he's there. I mean, he got a whole symbiote farm in Thailand. So
yeah, symbiotes is crazy, terrible word. Bro. That's a different word, though. We got
to Josh is null in Thailand, man.
Just because Josh prefers stick pussy doesn't mean he's Venom.
Oh my God. What is your background though, Josh? Because Snowman said he's Irish. What's your background?
Italian and German.
So would you say that you're more whiter than Snowman?
Damn,
he's definitely more whiter than me.
Listen, I gotta tell you, in the name of Italians and Germans,
look, he's Aryan. He is an Aryan, and I am a Celt. That is two different species of people.
I gotta tell you, Josh, I feel like the Aryans would put you in the same box with the Jews, bro. Like,
only if I spoke, right?
The shit you want right now, bro. Yeah, the Aryans is not going.
You see, I don't hang out with neo-Nazis, right? I just hang out with black folk.
Yeah. Why do I have more neo-Nazi friends than Josh, bro? You see how weird the world is, bro? This is strange.
Because he likes sharks and stick pussy. That's why.
And all I do is fuck with Keisha, and the neo-Nazis are like, well,
Josh did the race and the species. So it's like, you know what I mean?
God damn. Josh is making this a strange show. This is the strangest show we've ever had.
No,
Josh, I mean, Dick Thug with the 5 ball, bro. Josh not helping that stereotypes about whites and animals You really aren't, bro. Like I said, 40% of what black people think about y'all, you just confirmed today, bro.
Shout out to the shark furries.
White
That's
people are not white people are not a monolith.
Definitely not. There's white people, then there's Joshes.
The only difference between Snow and me is I'll admit to it. Snow he's in the closet. He's still hiding.
Oh, he won't let you get away. Every time he tries to get out,
hey,
he keeps sucking you back in.
Just because you like dick doesn't mean every other white guy does.
It's not dick. It's pussy stick or steak pussy, whatever the hell it's called.
It's not dick or stick pussy. Oh, I don't even know what to do with you people. And I'm using you people against white people for like the first time in Black history. God damn it. Anyway, moving right along.
Look, he ran off DJ Witch Doctor.
I know, bro. It's crazy up here. The Witch Doctor don't even know what happened. Shout out to Smarty Pants with the $1.99. I heard Netflix releasing Jaws sequel, Josh ESFB.
Damn. Yeah, we call it OnlyFans. I don't know what the hell you guys call it.
Watery fans. Josh, I mean, truth only with the $2. Plenty of fish in the sea if sharks act out. Oh fucking hell, man! Why?
I didn't know that he was going to take POF that serious.
Why be, man? Why be? This is what I get. This is like my sin. This is like a weird white people atonement for not vouching for Imperius that day. Now we got to deal with Josh and his other type of whiteness. You thought Imperius was the wrong type of whiteness. Like, no, Josh is up here repping sharknessy, shissy, and all the ocean creatures. Oh man. Imperius again with the 2-ball. Why would I respect a coward afraid of words? Like I said, bro, this is my white people penance for not vouching for Imperius on
nobody gives a fuck what Imperius is butthurt about.
Now we have to suffer Josh and shark love.
Hey Josh, there's plenty of fish in the sea.
There absolutely are. Right now I'm looking at a pond right now.
But there's nothing like a shark though, right? Oh man.
Yeah, no, the shark's definitely more thick.
I feel like in a weird way we've managed to maintain monetization, but I'm not proud of it at all. Not at all. Not one bit.
I mean, at this point, let's just talk about the Jays.
That's about the only thing that really pushed us over the top, bro. We would really ruin it if we did that. But no, somehow Sharknussy is actually green.
Let's talk about the Charlie Kirk widow conspiracy.
Jesus Christ! I have not even.
I want to go down that rabbit hole.
I don't want to. Pineapple.
Why not?
Pineapple.
I mean,
sharks.
Hey man, we going down so many rabbit holes.
No shark ever got me banned out of Cash App. All right, let's put it that way.
That's crazy too.
Yeah,
I just banned off Cash App.
I have to applaud you, Josh, for holding on to your position no matter what, even in its absurdum. But I mean, to appeal to the point of stating that you would rather be a shark than a human, while maintaining a human level conversation. Is beyond me.
Here's my rebuttal, right? None of y'all pussies that actually stand on anything dancing around, shit, right?
Well, when you're standing on shark food, I don't think I really need to stand on it.
You know what this reminds me of? There was this rapper named Viper, and he had that one song. He was like, "Y'all bitches, you say y'all scared of you know what he said? Y'all ain't even smoke crack. Y'all niggas is cowards." Hold on. He said, "Y'all niggas is cowards. You don't even smoke crack." Hold on, I'm about to pull Viper up now. I'm about to pull up Viper because you just reminded me of Viper and this crack song. That's really what you just did right now. Because we scared to get that sharknussy, you calling us pussies right now. And I don't really have a clap back for that.
You're weak.
It was well. That was the thing. It was like nobody's actually gonna stand on the other side. So fuck it, I'll take it. Might as well.
Yeah, I'll stand on the other side of that.
Of course you would, because that's the easy side.
Oh yeah, the hard side is getting the shark food. Okay.
you got to do the hard thing, bro, if you want to be respected in this world, bro.
Tell you what, you ain't lived.
Cowards don't even smoke crack.
You ain't lived till you get a blowy from a shark. You have not lived until you get blowy from a shark.
Oh, Okay. The teeth, huh?
Really?
That's what them teeth is
Will
for.
they bite it off though?
Jesus
It depends,
Christ,
right? Like
man.
it's just like doing women, right? You don't pull back, you push in, right? That gag reflex kicks right in.
Oh my God,
dude! I disavow this nonsense, man. For
The
real.
White Viper.
I mean, it was
Josh-
bad. It was bad enough he was a Fed, but now
Josh's rap name is now White Viper.
He said Josh's Magic City is SeaWorld.
Damn. Y'all cowards don't even smash sharks, bro. What's up with that? What's up with that? Like, real talk. You talk about all this real nigga shit y'all niggas be talking about.
He says, why do you want to sit up and talk about existence and to watch Star Trek and all this type of stuff when you have shark food? I mean,
You know what's so crazy? Now that we've come to the end of the show, because we got to end the show on a note like this. We've been going in on this too long. It has to end here. But
I never thought.
I don't blame women for not wanting to marry.
I don't either, man. I never
I
thought
get it.
that I'd hear a man admit that National Geographic was his version of Playboy.
I get it. Listen, girl, you are off the hook. You notice I've been on some, like, I'm not trying to go hard on the women lately. It's because, I've been talking to the niggas a lot and the white guys too. And I understand. It's a collective failure.
you know what I do want to chat with you about whenever you get to it. I'm curious about your thoughts on that Pearl thing, and she went on the blacks.
I didn't watch it yet, but I already listen. I supported her when her black people turned against her. You notice now she has no black people around her, and she's lost weight. She has a little bit of like she's entering middle age with a glow. She got a new Dominican boyfriend or whatever.
Nah, somebody did her Dominican boyfriend's sister just taught her how to put makeup on.
No, I get it. I'm just saying though, she's essentially shed weight, and the first part of that was the niggas, and I like that about her. She needed to do that. I mean, and it's not that you can't be white and have black people around you, black friends or whatever, but I don't think she was woke yet. She wasn't woke yet. Now she's woke.
Yeah, I'm curious about your thoughts, your deeper thoughts on that with the conversation, and I also want to hear your thoughts on this EBT crackdown.
Well, I mean, I can tell you that really quickly. The EBT crackdown, I like the idea of it. I don't know how far it means in terms of substantive change. I think the idea and effort is to comb out a lot of or filter out a lot of the abuse and the fraud or whatever. And to that end, I hope it goes, I hope it goes well. But I don't think it's going to mean like millions of people get kicked off of EBT. Maybe 5-10% max. 10% would be a lot.
Well, no, at least 30. We need at least 30. We need
Doubtful.
Yes.
I would hope, but doubtful.
Well, with that stated, Josh, it was fun meeting you, I guess, for the first time and having that back and forth. I hope that is not the peak of your your atheistic claims.
Oh no, shit gets a lot worse around here. Hang
You
around.
see where atheism takes you, though, SKC. This is why, one, I can't be atheist, and two, even to the degree that I'm relatively agnostic, I'm a Christian agnostic. I only ask questions in the Lord's house. I don't even have questions in the other house. You see how that works? Because once you get outside the Lord's house, you wind up with shissy and shit like that.
I would have a much profounder respect for the opposite position if they would just be forthright and honest about some of the propositions that they put forth. Like, just for instance, it should not take someone like me to say, you know what, I want to look at my own belief system and gauge it and to try to be objective and to test it, and then look at, hey, National Geographic is saying this, New Scientific American is stating this, and then I have to go into deep research to see that things like carbon dating and dating methods are completely whacked out.
If it was the case that carbon dating was whacked out, how did they manage? They found King Richard's body, right? How did they find out within a I guess a margin of error of a year, and I guess it was 14, 16 months. How did they come up with that number so accurately?
Because the major problem with carbon dating or
radiocarbon dating, I get your point.
Or dating with other types of isotopes is that the closer that you are to the time frame, the more accurate it is. But when you start to go past like the 6,000-7,000 year mark,
right,
you get great expansions of error to. I mean that
SKC, why did you put this link in the back chat of two sharks making a baby?
Yeah, I was helping Josh out.
Does this count as adult entertainment? Like, I mean, technically it's a YouTube link, but still, Shark. What? Josh, what does this do for you?
Would you just leave me alone?
Don't ask him that question.
I got my bottle of lotion. Leave me the fuck alone.
You got to keep weighing, man. You got to let it get to the part where the other shark bites the other shark.
Lord, I can't believe this.
But
it was either this or periodic N-bombs. You got to pick your white guy poison.
That's just true. This is true.
The problem.
All I've ever done was threaten to hang black babies from trees and feed them to alligators. That's all I've ever done.
That was so weird. You could have just kept quiet. And nobody would have hated you. I feel like people hate you a little bit more. Yeah, I feel like people hate you a little bit more for no reason now. Anyway, SKC, before Snowman ruined his good, clean reputation today, you were about to say something.
Good, clean reputation.
I was saying, Josh, the issue that the public does not really know a lot about.
I will grant you, but that is the case within majority population of anything, right? I mean, that's just mass population has always been.
Well, what I'm saying is then why not just be truthful and say this is our best? This is a guess. It could be off by 95%. That's a huge thing.
I don't know, but fucking see, you went hyperbolic, right? It's not off by 95%.
No, that's the crazy part. I'm not being hyperbolic.
No, radiocarbon dating is not that. Well, I'm okay. So yes, you know what? We're going to do a show on this again. That's what we're going to do. We're not. No. We're going to save this for another show. You and me, we're going to come back. We're going to do.
I think Josh, SKC. Let me ask this as a little bit of a mediation point. And Josh, I mean this full seriousness, no disrespect at all. I think the atheist position is mostly born of some kind of emotional comfort and not purely a rational, factual position.
What did you expect when I'm turned on by sharks? What did you expect?
Thank you. Fair enough. I accept that. No shade. No kink shaming. We listen. We don't judge. If I can do that for Keisha, I can do that for you.
We weren't kink shaming, right? Where did all these super chats come from?
That's the super chats, bro. That's not me. I can't help it. I can't account for the money people spend and the words they type. But I hope that's fair enough, right? I think we can accept that. Even though I am weak in the faith, maybe even weaker perhaps in SKC or other people, I come to the faith logically, and I hope faith is that little bit of a little tiny leap that I have to make.
It's definitionally emotional appeal. SKS, sir, definitely. We will come back another time. We definitely got to have these topics. Some of this shit's actually really fun.
Yeah, man,
cool.
It's just basic stuff, man. Like volcano, eruptions and earthquakes. All of that changes the isotopes in. It's like, come on, why are we playing this game?
Just depends. But again, there's a lot more nuance to it than that.
Right. And what they present is if none of the they act as if we are in a closed system to where none of those isotopes have changed over time at all.
I will absolutely agree. Like in the concept of science, right? If you were to actually start discussing science in almost any field, right, they generally come across as really boring, right? People, I guess it's like a topic on YouTube, right? Some topics are just generally boring. Sometimes you got to do something to just liven them up, right? Just to get through and have a conversation, right? It is what it is, even within the educational.
So you throw in fucking sharks just to liven up the conversation.
Say it with that redneck. It is.
I'm giving Josh a break for shark comedy.
Yeah.
I get it.
We'll give him a break, but I'll present this to you, Snowman. Wouldn't you be upset if you came across information that stated you took your kid to the museum and it stated, oh, we found this tusk of this mammoth and it goes back to 2 million years ago, and then you go and you look at the data underneath it where they have like the little asterisks and everything, and it says, oh yeah, we used argon and uranium dating, but also we're unsure whether or not the uranium isotope was at this level, and that could mean that we could be off by 90%. Wouldn't you be kind of pissed that they just presented this to you as, oh no, it was actually at year 4 million and it could be actually at year 1 million?
Really quickly, SKC, I don't really know how to answer this question, but there's a super chat I forgot to read. Dick Dug again with the last super chat with the $5. What do you call Josh's wife when she owes student loans? I don't even remember the rhythm of the conversation that made that joke relevant. I'm sorry I forgot how to even line that up properly. But I thank you for the 5-ball. We're going to wrap this one up in a hot second here. I'm just kind of getting the last arguments out. But SKC and I think we've acquitted ourselves well enough today on the God side of the argument. And I think it's hilarious that you and I disagree best when other people aren't in the mix, because then it becomes a different conversation. We disagree at a much higher level. Because we agree further down the line of argumentation. Our disagreements come way, way past where we disagree with a lot of other people. So it just is a totally different argument when you and I are having a back and forth. But thanks for hanging in there the whole time.
I'm surprised you didn't want to talk to Chicago Rilla Hood.
I was putting the link in the chat periodically. If he'd have came up, we would have talked. But it's a choice he makes. So if he'd have come up, and I think he's come up on the channel at least once before. So I'm not against that. But
yeah, I'm with you on that comment though, Hood, because me and SKC have had some pretty in-depth discussions over the stop sign over the last 3 years.
The stop sign?
Yeah, the stop sign.
Know.
Yeah, you do.
It's vaguely familiar.
You do.
I think I might remember, but it's vaguely familiar because we talked so much over the years. Me
and him have debated over the morality and legality of the stop sign rules law. I don't know how many times.
Yeah, it just basically Hood goes back to the idea of, do you operate by a law or a principle?
You know what? I don't know who I'm agreeing with, but I'm gonna tell you this, and I feel like I'm agreeing with maybe SKC. I hate, because I'm in New York City. Well, I was. I'm not in New York City anymore. But being in New York, because you see this most often, because it's like one of the most crowded places. So this is a real people test, right? There is a particular brand of human being that only waits for the light to cross the street. And I find that weirdly robotic and anti-human, because as a human being, I cross the street when it's safe to cross the street, meaning I don't judge by the light. I don't wait to be told it's safe. I take my safety into my own hands.
You're siding with me.
I take my safety into my own hands and I cross the street when I think I need to cross the street. And here's the difference. Here's the mitigator. Like, if I have my children, I don't necessarily wait for the light either, but I take a different level of safetyness when I approach that same problem. Like, I'll run across traffic if I'm alone. I'll wait for a break in traffic, but not necessarily a red light if I'm with my children.
Would it change if you? Well, our conversation took place inside a vehicle.
If you remember,
in a vehicle, no, that's different. That's way
and it was actually a really controlled situation that I brought up.
No, in a vehicle, you're kind of removing most choice options in a vehicle. Now you just have to follow protocols. Like why would you not follow protocols in the vehicle? That's weird. Like I don't, because see, being a pedestrian.
Well, let me ask you this: do you slow down every time you see a yellow light and wait for the red, or do you hit the gas and try and beat the red?
It depends on where I'm at. Like if I know I'm not gonna make the yellow,
now you're siding with me again.
If I know I'm not gonna make that yellow, then I'm just gonna slow down and take the stop sign. I mean the red light. But isn't that a normal driver calculation? You take the reds. I mean, you take the yellows you think you can take.
No, according to the law, if you see yellow, you're supposed to come to a stop.
No, well, no.
Yes, you're supposed. Yellow means that you're supposed to start slowing down for the red.
I think I have to
tell you.
If you and SKC disagreed there, then I have to agree with Snowman. Just as normal driving practice, I don't say that I slow down with every yellow light. You know why? Because let me tell you this. As a driver, I know for a fact not every yellow is measured on a different timing. And so it's not purely on a yellow light. That's why I don't just go purely by whether the light's yellow.
Right, but our conversation didn't even have a stoplight in it. We were just talking about a stop sign.
Yeah, my actual
there's no ambiguity with a stop sign, bro.
No, the premise that I laid out is, say you're driving down the road and you're running late for work. You come to a 4-way stop and you're running late. There's no one around. You have clear view of everything going on. You can tell.
No, you do that little half fake stop that you get pulled over for if the police are there.
Right, and you get pulled over just because the cop saw you run the red light, or run the stop sign, even though there was nobody there to.
In that sense, I agree with SKC on a pure objective argument. That's why I said.
My argument was all it was a way for them to generate revenue, and it had nothing to do with safety.
That's true, but still, as a matter of pure objective argumentation, I agree with SKC. You stop at the stop sign, even if you do that little halfway lane stop. You make an attempt to at least stop, slow down, take a look around. Because I'm not stopping at the stop sign because stop sign. I'm stopping because I'm just.
Who are you harming?
Right, I'm stopping.
Who are you harming by not stopping?
I'm answering you. I'm stopping to make sure that there's no other reckless asshole besides me.
You already know. No, see, that's already built into the premise, though. That's already built into my premise. You already know that there's nothing there. That you have clear view. In my
driver, you don't always know that there's not another reckless asshole.
You're adding to a.
What is this, like a desert hot? This is a stop, a 4-way stop in a desert where you can see for miles and miles and miles. Yeah, I don't believe that you should just go that way, bro. No, and at a stop sign, if it's a literal objective stop sign, at least begin to stop. Whether or not you come to a complete stop, like a dickhead cop is going to tell you, that's a different argument. But my approach to it is, I'm going to at least approach that. I'm going to stop, even if I roll a little bit. I'm going to come damn near to a stop. Make sure that there's no other reckless assholes like me on the highway, and then I'm just going to, well, not highway, but and then I'm going to push through.
Well, my argument was how can you be convicted or accused of a crime when the state can't claim victimhood? And in order for there to be a crime, there has to be a victim.
I don't think it's a crime per se, but you will get like a ticket, which is more like a driving violation. Those aren't classified as crimes as you mean it.
Principle over law, Snowman. Principle over law.
Well, that's where you came in with the spirit of the law argument.
I mean, I don't argue with law over principle. I think there's a principle that undergirds most law. Most law is actually right because it sits on a principle. Most law, not all.
Yeah, and the entire idea of a stop sign was created on the principle of public safety.
Which is why I explained my argument from that standpoint. Like, I might be safe in my own individual capacity, but let's say there's another guy, like, you could be wrong. You could, you know how sometimes, especially now in the days of cell phones, you're driving with one hand on the wheel, one hand on your phone, one eye on the road, one eye on your phone, and you thought
if you're doing that, you need your license taken away.
You thought the intersection was safe, but as a human being, we err. Like, to err is to human, right? To be human, and so as human beings, we make mistakes, and we sometimes misjudge and wrongly judge.
Be human,
so you might have. And you might have thought that you were actually safe enough to keep pushing even through a stop sign, which is why, and this is another thing too. I drive professionally, commercially, so I kind of have to take that stuff a little bit more serious than like a regular driver. So when I'm in my truck driving for work, whether it was my personal truck or the truck I'm, a company's truck, yeah, you do all of that, bro.
I understand, and I never sat and said that if there's someone around that could be hurt by you running the stop sign that you shouldn't stop. My whole argument was based on the premise that you can clearly see that there is no obstruction. Nobody is coming from anywhere. There's no people out on the road. There's nothing there.
I get it. But
you have clear line of sight. What crime are you committing?
We have safety oversight on like job sites, and this is why OSHA is a thing. And everybody,
dude, all OSHA does is slow down progress.
Everybody hates OSHA, and I don't even argue for the existence of OSHA, but I'm just making a point. This is why OSHA is a thing, because as human beings, we get lax in our safety. The fact that we feel safe is what makes us lax, and that's you're arguing for something lax, and that's why I don't want to argue that. And because I'm like, I have to think of it professionally, it's a little bit more personal to me. But even in my own car, like before I even drove professionally, just getting around, and here's another thing, right? Because I was driving around like hot and dirty so often, I personally, in my head, I'm driving like an old white lady, because I don't want to do anything that's going to make me look like, like a problem. I don't want to do anything that looks like some other driver. And so, I don't want to do anything that distracts me from some other driver. Like, I don't want to stick out. You know how they say, like, the nail that sticks up gets the hammer that sticks up gets the nail that sticks up gets the hammer. That's my point. And so I'm arguing that if you're talking about objective, well, as the cab driver, you kind of know, like, you probably only cut the corners you could cut.
Dude, I was cutting corners left and right. I got pulled over all the time when I wasn't in the cab, because in the cab, you get a lot of leeway.
True.
From the cops.
In a commercial vehicle, I noticed that as well. You do get more leeway.
Yeah, and
lo and behold, to Snowman, there was a little Johnny that he didn't see that was out in the field, that was far away from the road, that watched him and was influenced by his behavior and took it upon himself to, I don't have to observe those stop signs. Snowman,
hey, don't blame me for little Johnny not having a father in his life.
Oh, here we go. Now, what is little Johnny black? Is that what you're saying? Little Johnny's black.
Hey, you can take it how you want. All I said is don't blame me for little Johnny not having a daddy in his life to tell me what I did was wrong.
And little did he know that his influence has caused little Johnny to get inside his vehicle and to take a life.
But no, we gotta wrap this up. But no, you brought that up. I thought it was a weird tangent, but I get the conversation now. And like, yeah, I can't agree with you. I guess I do ultimately land on SKC's side of the principle underlying the law. There's a principle at play, and this is like, as a driver,
bootlicker.
As a driver, I understand the principle. I'm willing to die on the road. I'm not willing to kill somebody on the road, and that's why the safety principle is paramount.
Oh, how honorable are you, Hood?
I do believe in honor. Yes. Thank you for noticing. Most black people don't.
That sounds like something that's higher than animals. I don't think animals have honor and stuff like that.
No, honestly,
I said we were animals plus, though. Like, I'm not, I'm not totally turning away from your point.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say it to you. I was just, because we were in the land, we had just got out of the land of shark cooter. So I mean,
well, that was odd, bro. That was so odd.
Over the years, I've kind of fallen back, and I take the side of you and SKC now as I've gotten a little bit older.
Right, because you know what it is, bro, and I know you can understand this as a father. The things that I would do with my alone in the car, I might do donuts. Right, with my kids in the car, we're driving like Sunday church. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's like, if I get pulled over for something stupid, I would probably, with my kids in the car, I'm not going to sit and question the cops, right? Whereas if I'm by myself, I might press them a little bit harder.
Yeah, I get that. And I hate assholes who do that, because I've been in the back seat while somebody in the front seat was talking shit to the police. And I'm like, dude.
Now everybody's in trouble.
What's wrong with you? Like, why, bro? Why? Shut up. I hate that guy. And that guy was my cousin, by the way. I still kind of hate him a little bit, but like, damn, why?
He said 10 toes down, 2 fins in. I gotta go, man. You guys have it.
So,
This
man,
mother. Look, I disavow this fed.
I support your disavow. I think you and other white guys got to kick him out of the club. It's the only appropriate move.
He was never in the club.
Well, okay, fair enough. Because there ain't no way, bro. There ain't no way. And listen, not even to, I'm not on team white or whatever, but I respect the white guys movement. And I just know there's no way you can have him in your movement, bro. Not him and his shark. It was one thing if it was just him being weird by himself, but he gonna want to bring a shark, bro.
How are we supposed to keep our race pure if he's bringing sharks into the mix?
This is what I'm saying, bro. I can do math too, man. Guys, thank you so much. It's been fun. Even Josh, you made it fun at the last minute. You really did kill the whole metaphysical God conversation. We were really getting and this is what made it weird. Like, you don't really hear women talking about love as deeply as we were talking about it today. And then Josh killed it because he loves sharks, which is, you don't hear women doing that either. So there's that too. But either way, it was an interesting conversation. All right. No matter what personality you have, I'm sure you were amused at some point.
Can a man
I was
love?
gonna say,
Does
like,
a man
man,
love
like
the same?
Coach Greg Adams has said is women. Men are in love, women are in business, and we had just found that out in this whole decade. That's it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
They never believed in love.
Are men capable of the same kind of love as other men? Well, how do I want to phrase this?
What you just say? Hold on.
No, let me ask you this. Let me phrase
I feel like
this.
I gotta punch you in the mouth, Snowman.
No. Let me ask you this: Are
we
men?
Can't even be friends until after we fight. After that,
Shut up. Can Josh even really say he understands love if all he likes are lady boys and sharks? If
this ain't even about Josh, bro. Josh is different. But what you ask? What nigga? What you fuck did you say to me?
You heard me. You heard what I just said. I had to phrase it right.
You just asked me, is there no love like the love between two men? I'm like, no,
that's not what I said. Just that's
what I heard. That's what I heard. That's why I'm like, nah.
Well, that's a you issue then. That's a you thing, not a me
that's
thing.
What you said, that we got to fight. That's the only way to really resolve that question is for me and you to fight.
Fort Wayne, sir. Fort Wayne. Right. Get a fucking load over here. Fort
Whoever
Wayne.
Wins can
That's
be right.
Trey where I live. He's
crazy.
Got my address.
That shit's crazy, bro. I'm like, nigga. Hold up.
I got a big backyard. We can fucking box it out live on YouTube, man. We'll make money off this shit.
Nah, there's just some questions one man don't ever ask another man. Is all I'm saying.
Hey, I just look, dude. You're the one whose head was there. I was just asking a question and had to pose the question right.
My ears led me wrong. Forgive me. All right, I'm gonna let that go. All I'm saying is, nah. Those are fighting type questions right there. There's
Carmen
no other way to resolve
that. Carmen just commented, not gonna lie, that would be fun to watch.
God, that's what I'm saying. Like, hold up, what you just asked me? Like, that's one of the type of questions. Like, the way I heard it in my head is like, hold up. This ain't the conversation I thought we were having. Did somebody gotta die? Like that? I for a minute I thought we were back in jail. That shit took me back in time. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Nah, sir. I've never been prison gay or natural gay or gay.
I apologize. That shit took me back to jail for a minute. I thought I was gonna have to kill you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have moments.
Dude, I got way too many baby mamas for that shit.
We got weird.
Okay, my bad.
And you were talking about Josh making it weird.
My mind goes to dark places. I'm sorry. I've lived a life. I thought things got weird for a second, and I was reaching for my knife reflexively. I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to figure out why you. I'm trying to figure out why you want to fight me over what I said after all the shit Dirty Folks has said on this show.
God, it was such a weird. It was such a weird question. The way I heard it in my mind about like, so only guys could understand the way guys love each other. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. I think I gotta kill this.
No, that wasn't what I was saying.
You walk around with a shank all day, hood service. I mean, damn.
Not all day. Like I'm home right now. I don't walk around with it in the house. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Shit took me to a place, but anyway, all right. It was. It do, and it was a short time, but it took me a long time to get over it. But anyway, I'm sorry. I apologize. It was a me thing.
You ain't getting no more reparations from me.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Don't hate me for being.
The reparations well has run dry.
No more reparations for you.
Oh man, listen, I'm sorry, bro. I've been through things.
I've been giving you reparations religiously for 4 fucking years now, and you want to come off?
I am scarred by life, bro. I'm scarred. I'm sorry.
No more money for you. It's lazy. You lazy. No more money for you.
All right. I mean, like I said, me and culpa. All right, we're gonna wrap this one up. All right, you know, the consequences of the ESFB lifestyle, man. Anyway, thank you.
No,
Joe.
ESFBS. Eat, sleep, fight, bust, swim.
Josh. Anyway, you made it way weirder than I did. I'll say that much at least. At least niggas can understand what I was talking about. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm out of here. Good show, man.
Yeah, I will check y'all later, man. We're gonna wrap this one up. Who knows? We might catch me on somebody else's panel, killing time, doing nothing. But this show is done. Eat, swim, fight, bust. Josh, that was a final shot at you. Get your cardio in, Josh. Get your cardio in, man. I hear swimming is good for the cardio. So you know, if you got an aquatic sort of sex life, then you know you got to keep your cardio up. So eat, swim, fight, bust. I hear sharks don't sleep anyway. They just keep it moving. Yeah. Nature Channel. Gotta watch it.
Aspiring to be patriarchs like what white men have, that isn't freedom. That isn't going to help anybody. It's certainly not going to help black people.
Aspiring to sharknessy like white guys have, man. Aspiring to sharknessy like white guys have. That isn't freedom. That isn't going to help black people.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.